Good afternoon, everybody. Dadman Walking 55 here in the East Coast of the great old USA. 1 minute after 6 p.m. Hey, it's another Sunday afternoon, another attempt at talking some sports and just having some fun, just babbling in. Hopefully, y'all are having a great day today. And you've had a good weekend. Of course, now the weekend's almost over, so that makes everything a lot harder. And reality sets in to have to go back to work tomorrow, kind of like reality is setting in for the Chicago Bears again today. Wow, what a route that is. Please tell me we got stuck with the Bears Chiefs games here. And please let them switch me to the Dallas Cowboys for the late 4 o'clock game. Please have the mercy rule. Why should we be subjected to having to watch the daggum Bears? Oh, well, actually, why should my good friends in Chicago have to watch the Bears either? But oh my goodness, it sucks, I will tell you. But not as sucky as if you're a Denver Bronco fan today, apparently. Oh, well, we are going to have some fun with this. We'll see what kind of football we can work in, primary ends topics today. If there's time, might have a chance to throw in a soccer topic, especially if we have certain people in the chat with it, because there's there was some news out there related to soccer that could be of interest to I know some of our friends in the chat. So we shall see what has happened. We're early getting started. We got I'm going to greet everybody in just a second. I'm going to get the screen. Actually, apparently I got my screens off of where they should have been, so you know how that goes. But we got 3 people watching. We got one on the Twitch side. Make sure you follow us on the Twitch side if you haven't already. We've gotten actually a couple more Twitch followers lately, which is really, really cool. Up to 91 on the Twitch side. We are at 465 subscribers on the YouTube side. Folks, I do not understand how we keep getting 466, then back to 465, 466. It's just, it'll get there one day, but what is important is that you people are here hanging out, lurking, and watching and having a good time with us, talking sports, playing Fortnite, or whatever the heck we're doing, or staying up with us till 6 o'clock in the morning. Either way, it's all a good thing. And let me say hello to Buddy Hepburn. Buddy is here with us, waving a pink hand, and they are barely playing, down by 34.5. That's one that I think that Snortopoopas would be very proud of if he was here. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. That I know that he would love that. And also AFK and Castle, our resident punsters. Barely playing. That's a good one. I don't know. That's crazy. So let me see. There's one more tweet that I need, one more DM that I meant to send that I lost track, that I just realized was not sent. But hey, we're gonna have fun with this. We'll sit back, relax, have a good time with this. See how it goes. We're gonna watch some of these 4 o'clock games, see how they play out, and go from there. And we're gonna take a look back at the college day yesterday. Talking, we're going to look at the polls. We're going to look at some of the national games from yesterday. So we will never type and drive, or never type and stream. It's always hard. Like I said this morning, it's very difficult. But a lot of times you're trying to get information out, so you do that, and now we focus on that. Let's take a look at the current games that are in progress right now. Only 3 games today because it's an interesting situation. We have 2 Monday night games again tomorrow night, so there's only 3 4 o'clock games right now. Moving into the third period with 12 minutes left, Panthers have a 1-point lead on the Seattle Seahawks with Andy Dalton, the quarterback. Can you believe that? Andy Dalton has been brought out and is now playing today, starting for the Carolina instead of Bryce Young. Go figure. 1 game in, Bryce Young's out already, and Andy Dalton. But see, that's not the only first-year pick that's like on the bench. We will see that not playing because of injury. We got another one that came a little bit later, near and dear to my heart. So hey, yeah, Wade, I understand, my friend. I'm sorry. Oregon made me depressed. Sorry to hear that. But we won't dwell on that one too long. We're going to kind of glance over that. Coach Prime himself. So the Panthers have a one run lead. Sounds like baseball, but the Chiefs are up on the Bears, as Buddy and I mentioned, 34-0 on the Bears. I am hoping that high heavens that they will do what they used to do, which is this game is a slaughter. Since we're out of a Chicago or Kansas City market, please, dear God, send us to the Cowboys-Cardinals game. But that might be a pain in the butt to me. The frickin' Cardinals 0-2 on the year against the 2-0 Cowboys. They host them, and the Cardinals have a 21-10 halftime lead. Wow, go figure, Cowboys. Game tonight is the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Las Vegas Raiders on NBC. Early games today, we're going to look at the scores real quick. We'll come back and look at the stats a little bit later. The Browns beat the Titans 27-3. The Lions moved to 2-1, beating the Falcons at home 20-6. Packers rallied at 18 points in the fourth quarter to beat the Aints. The Aints returned to Aints form, losing to the Packers in Green Bay. 18 unanswered in the fourth quarter. The game of the day that's really bizarre, and this is like a high school or a college scope. Which Tennessee, which Tennessee, the Volunteers or the Titans? The Titans lost 27-3 today. We'll look at that a little bit more. But in the game that's reminiscent of high school and bad college is the Miami Dolphins scored 70 points, beating the Broncos 70-20. I was at one of those games, Dan Marino's last game, and those games are friggin' ugly. Yes, the Tennessee Titans lost 27-3. So, not a good day for Tennessee at all. The Chargers come back and beat the Vikings 28-24 in Minnesota. The Patriots hold off. Jets Hail Mary falls short. Patriots win 15-10. Both are 1-2. Who would have ever thought that 3 games in, you'd have the Miami Dolphins leading the division? That's just insane. The Bills trash the Commanders 37-3. The Texans, another game, the riots in another game that's going to cause the people of Jacksonville turmoil is they dropped a divisional game to the Texans 37-17 at home. They were held scoreless in the first half. 0-2 at home now. 0-2. And Buddy Hepburn, we'll look into that. We'll look at that a little bit later. Yeah, Carr let the game hurt. Wow. Yep, that can. Your starting quarterbacks are prime in this league, and sometimes the backups, if they're not ready, can really cost you. You're blessed if you have a good, effective backup quarterback, which happened to the Colts today. Gardner Minshew played the game for the Colts with Anthony Richardson out due to injury. The Colts win on a 53-yard field goal by Matt Gay to win 22-19. Back on Thursday night, we had a game. The San Francisco 49ers took care of the New York Football Giants 30-12, and a pretty easy game, and we can look into that a little bit later. But that's where the NFL sits currently. Actually, now one update: the Seahawks now lead the Panthers 15-13 in the third quarter. So, all right, folks, let's take a look. We will reset. We will look at the day that was in college football yesterday, and we will go from there. There's some games we talked about the other night on Friday, yesterday morning's pregame show. We talked about Thursday and Friday night's action. No real big games that we'll talk about there. Just running through the scores. The Georgia Bulldogs win again at home, 49-21. The score does not look as good as it should, but Georgia handily puts away UAB. Carson Beck threw for almost 350 yards. Brock Bowers, big receiving day for Georgia, 9 catches for 121 yards. And the Beavers look. All the Colorado teams lost. The Beavers look decent. They did, yeah, but they still at the end of the day lost by 3. You lost, loss is still a loss, but at least theirs was a road game. They came close, but we shall see. It'd be kind of cool if it should be Washington State and Oregon State playing for the Pac-12 title, since they're the only ones that are apparently going to stay in the conference at this point. Michigan, this is talking about an ugly win. It's hard to hold Georgia accountable for only winning 28 over UAB when Michigan beats Rutgers 31-7 at home. You see, things that score should be a little more one-sided, but Michigan under Harbaugh's return wins. Texas beats Baylor 38-6. Probably the game of the day as the way I don't know. There's the candidates. This was really a really tough one, and I wonder compared to a few other games. But FSU goes on the road. They trail the whole game and managed to force overtime against Clemson. Clemson missed a field goal, and then FSU wins the game in overtime, 31-24. Jordan Travis throws for almost 290 yards. You got to see what happens with Clemson at this point. So we'll go through the rest of the scores. We'll come back, maybe look at this game. USC remains undefeated, beating ASU 42-28. A game that was it was nip and tuck. There was a battle for quite a while. Ohio State, in the battle of the top 10 teams, playing at number 9 Notre Dame. Ohio State goes on the road, gets the win 17-14. Penn State hosts Iowa, 24th ranked Iowa. The 7th ranked Nittany Lions went 31-0, so Iowa gets shut out. California gets trounced on the road at Washington, 59-32. One of the games that looked like it would be a good game today, as Wade had mentioned, number 19 Colorado goes to number 10 Oregon and promptly gets crushed 42-6. UCLA 22 ranked at number 11 Utah. Utah sneaks away with a 14-7 win over the Bruins. Which was funny. The first play of the game for UCLA was a pick six, and Utah took a 7-0 advantage really early in the game. So, well, you know what, buddy? I'm so happy for you. You know why? Because somehow they consider we're god-awfully struck in a Kansas City market or something. Over here on the East Coast, we're stuck with that god-awful mess that we got. Yeah, God. Oh, and hey, Wade, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, last night I was on Rambling Canucks show, and I actually sang Rocky Top, among other things. So, but thank you, Wade. Thanks for the compliment. Appreciate it. We got 5 of y'all here with us now. Thank y'all for being here. Good to see y'all here. Smash that like button and all that good stuff. Let us see what we're doing. We'll see where we're going. All right. So, 12th ranked LSU in a tighter game than I expected. Arkansas came to play, was very feisty. But LSU pulled out the win, 34-31. Jaden Daniels throws for over 300 yards again. Arkansas made a closer game, but again, this is a lot like the next game I'm going to talk about. Frustrating things in the SEC are teams like Arkansas and Ole Miss, 15th ranked, goes to Alabama, number 13 ranked, and loses. Alabama is not dead, folks. Alabama wins 24-10, which I violated my rule of I believe it when I see it, and I violated that thinking Ole Miss might be legitimate. Again, nope. Once again, Ole Miss and Arkansas both lose to the elites of the division. There's no way teams like Arkansas and Ole Miss are ever going to advance in the SEC unless they start beating LSU or Alabama. And these are series that are historically so heavily one-sided in it. And start to wonder, is Lane Kiffin an overrated coach? For a number of years he's been at Ole Miss, but he cannot win these games. But then you can run up the stats on a lot of other teams. Yeah. Oh, man. I can't believe it. We're still stuck with that damn game. But okay. All right. Next game, Oregon State goes on the road, plays at Washington State and Pullman. The Beavers fall by 3 to Washington State, scored a late touchdown, but did not recover the onside kick. Looked really close that they may have, but Washington State recovered the onside kick. 16-ranked Oklahoma beats Cincinnati pretty easily, 20-6, which this game marked a reuniting of me with two Gator players. One, Emory Jones, who I thought was probably out of college by now, and Xavier Henderson, a wide receiver. Both now play for the Bearcats. And now I'm going to pull this stat up right now real quick because I want to see this one while we're talking about it. I don't plan on focusing on this game, but for grins, I want to see the stats for Anthony Richardson on this one. Not Anthony Richardson. Emory Jones. 22 of 41 passes, 235 yards, two interceptions. Wow. Yeah, you kind of. Okay, well, that tells me what I need to know. Yeah. Not very efficient. Too many turnovers. 17th ranked North Carolina goes on the road, beats Pitt's 41-24. Duke, 18th ranked, goes on the road to beat UConn 41-7. Miami, same score with Miami over Temple. 20th ranked Hurricanes win 41-7. UT San Antonio goes to Knoxville, plays Tennessee. Tennessee gets healthy. Joe Milton runs 81 yards on the first play of the game for a touchdown. Tennessee jumps out to 31-0 lead at half, but it's back and forth. They trade touchdowns second half, but Tennessee only wins by a score of 45-14. Dylan Sampson ran for 139 yards for the Volunteers. And a game that really stunk, and personally, I'm glad I did not sit around and watch this thing and spend money for. Florida slugfest Charlotte and wins 22-7. Graham Mertz threw for 259 yards. But again, my friends, I want to believe in this team. I want to believe in this coach, but truly, how can you, I don't know. I do not know, folks. It's hard for me to, still have confidence with this team. You go in you're at home, you beat your rivals the week before very solidly, and you go figure. So that does it for all the top 25 action. Other games of note: Syracuse beats Army 29-16. Texas A&M beats Auburn 27-10. Kentucky jumps out to a huge lead on Vanderbilt early, beats them 45-28. Let's see. Maryland goes on the road, beats Michigan State. Our friend JT Kirk's team loses again 31-9. The dark days in East Lansing continue. Louisiana Tech kind of gave Nebraska fits up in Lincoln. Nebraska, though, wins 28-14. Where we go? Let's see. New Mexico wins on the road at UMass 34-31 in overtime. Texas A&M Commerce loses to Old Dominion 10-9. Why do I say that game? Because I wanted to say Commerce. Iowa State upends Oklahoma State 34-27 in the Big 12 action. Let's see. Georgia Tech beats Wake Forest 30-16 in ACC action. And if there's any games y'all want to talk about, let me know. I'm going to come back to the Ohio State Notre Dame game and the Florida State Clemson in just a moment. But I'm going to try to focus on fewer college games today and maybe a little bit more in depth. Arizona beats Stanford by 21-20. Let's see. We go down. Missouri outlasts Memphis 34-27 in a game that some of us figured maybe Memphis could upend Missouri, but folks, Missouri now is they are now 4-0. They are seeming to be more legitimate by the week, and we shall see where they end up going with that from here. Minnesota loses to Northwestern in overtime, 37-34. Mississippi State goes on the road to Columbia, South Carolina, and falls 37-20 to the Gamecocks. Will Rogers for Mississippi State threw for almost 500 yards. Folks, this is a completely different game than the last week when they got torched by LSU with no passing. And I don't know. It's again, it looks like a team that's trying to find its identity. Maybe this week it's a matter of the coach decided to go with his strengths. But either way, Mississippi State still loses, so it's going to be a long year in Starkville, barring anything unforeseen. UCF loses at Kansas State 44-31, and the UTEP Miners fall at home to UNLV 45-28. So that does it with the day that was in college action right there. We will see. We'll go back and look at some of the games. Let me take a quick look here at some of these scores. There's really no. The Cowboys have added a field goal, so they're down 21-13 now. And yes, I keep looking, buddy, and we still got the Chiefs and the Bears. Oh my gosh! Hey, all right. So if there's any games that y'all want to talk about or look at specifically, let me know. We will look at. Let me look at a couple of college games while we keep an eye on these pro games. The only two games really, well, three games I think that we'll look at here, unless there's any other thoughts. The one of the games was the Clemson FSU game. Really a back and forth war with this between these two teams. FSU did not lead until actually had not tied. Well, after they fell behind 3-0 in the first quarter, they did not even tie it until 31 seconds. 31 seconds left in the third quarter. It's kind of odd that this game had no scoring in the fourth quarter because in the second and third quarter, it was like trading touchdowns. FSU tied the game up in the third quarter with a 56-yard fumble return, and it added the conversion. If on that play, Cade Klubnik, the Clemson quarterback, was just leveled by a delayed blitz from the front side. He got hit so hard, and the ball popped out, and Kalen DeLoach recovered and went 56 yards for the score for FSU. I that it was a quiet fourth quarter. That was stunning. But Clemson misses a late field goal, goes to overtime, and then Jordan Travis hits Keon Coleman for a 24-yard touchdown. And then Clemson is held out in the end zone, and FSU wins. So the first win since, I think, 2014 for FSU in the series. Clemson had amassed a lot more offense, 430 yards to FSU's 311. Clemson had the ball for 34 and a half minutes compared to 25 and a half minutes for the Seminoles. Only one turnover in the game at Clemson, but it was a costly turnover which led to the game-tying score. We've Jordan Travis for FSU was 21-37 for 289 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day. FSU really did not run the ball. They ran only 22 yards and only tried 20 attempts. Clemson had a good day on the ground, 41 carries for 146 yards, led by Will Shipley at 18 carries for 67 yards and a touchdown. And Cade Klubnik was 25 of 38, 283 yards for Clemson. Very efficient day with a touchdown pass, but had that costly fumble when they were on a drive in Seminole territory. So that goes to say this is a huge game in terms of who controls the ACC. Of big significance of this game, this really huge significance with this game right here, folks. FSU moves to 2-0 in the conference, and Clemson, more significantly, falls to 0-2 in the Atlantic Coast Conference. This puts, they've gone away from their East-West alignment then. I really hate that. I really like the East-West alignments, but, so now Clemson is at the bottom of the standings with 2 losses, no wins. You got a tie with FSU and the Louisville Cardinals up at the top. A lot to be played, but I think one of the largest things of significance is that Clemson is pretty much eliminated from ACC contention. So you wonder, the rumors, the talk up in South Carolina are really, not really patient with Dabo Swinney, and a lot of unhappiness for not winning for a few years. And there's also the talk about what Dabo's strategy, just recruiting, not using the NIL and the transfer portals extensively like other teams do, whereas you contrast FSU, Keon Coleman, and another player were pulled in through the transfer portal, contributing significantly to development of this team, and who's now ranked 4th in the nation, with always a hard win up there at Clemson. So that's game number 1. Wade, well, I'll throw this one in really, really quickly for you, Wade. But Colorado loses at Oregon 42-6. Colorado gets a late meaningless touchdown. Let's see. Oregon had 522 yards of offense to 199 yards for Colorado. 30 first downs to 13. Wow. That's a huge margin. So, Shadur Sanders was 23-33 for only 159 yards and a touchdown this time. Colorado ran the ball as a team only for 40 yards. Bo Nix threw for 276 yards, 3 touchdowns with a pick. Bucky Irving had 10 carries for 89 yards on the ground for Oregon, and Troy Franklin had 8 catches for 126 yards, 2 touchdowns for the Ducks. So definitely you can see one-handed, one-sided statistics. Not many turnovers, just they ran into a buzzsaw. It was not their day. But, that's not unexpected, Wade, with a game like this. Many times when you're not expected at anywhere, you start to get hot early in the season. You go on the road and play a big team like Oregon. This is the typical result. It's important not to get too down on your team with a road loss like that. So it's not that bad. I'm not going to worry about Oregon State, Washington State today. But let's take a look at this Ohio State, Penn State game, because it is a battle of the top 10s we've got here. We've got, let's see. Wow. This was an interesting game. Look at nip and tuck at the end. No, Ohio State wins with a second left in the game on a 1-yard touchdown by Chip Trainium. Wow. That's just wow. This would have been a good game to watch. Sorry, I missed it. We were out for dinner and had some other things that happened. But yeah, this is what college football is about, a game like this. Both teams had decent offense, 366 yards for Ohio State, 351 for Notre Dame. No turnovers. Seemed like a pretty close, a well-played game. Notre Dame had the ball for 35 minutes. Ohio State had it for 25 minutes. So it's really a good classic old school type of matchup here. Yeah, God. And that's what's so crazy, to have a game like this, and this takes, you're down 4, so you don't have much choice, but to have a running play with a second left, you have to make it. You can't fail. You can't end up short. If you do, game will be over. So nice win for Ohio State on the road. Should get them some respect. We'll see what it does with the rankings in just a few minutes. So I will say I do want to look at the Oregon State game for 1 second. I'm just curious to see what Oregon State's quarterback, DJ Uiagalelei, did in this game. He was 17 of 34 for 198 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Again, not great numbers. Not great numbers in terms of efficiency. 50% completion. He did turn over the ball. But hey, they got down, they were down 35-14 and going in the fourth quarter. Scored 21 points in the fourth quarter, but that's the problem, having your deficit too large too early and working your way back. So we got that. We got this. Let's see where we got. One other game I want to look at here is Alabama Ole Miss. And then we'll focus on the NFL games that we have going. It looks like there's probably only going to be one real game still going. But Ole Miss goes to Alabama, loses to Alabama 24-10. What's significant with this game is I was an idiot not picking Alabama again. I went against what my rule is. My rule is for the upstart teams, don't believe it till you see it. Well, Ole Miss was 0-4 against the top 4 teams in the West: LSU, Alabama, Texas A&M, the teams that they need to beat in order to win the West, and go there, lay flat. lay an egg. Um, just a really, really, really bad performance for Ole Miss on the road. Jalen Milroe, though, stepped up for Alabama. Only 4 incompletions on the day, was 17 of 21, 225 yards. Had a touchdown, had an interception also, but was really efficient with the ball yesterday. Jace McClellan had 17 carries for 105 yards for the Tide. So, in the end, hopefully it answers some question for Alabama who their quarterback is going forward. So, it's so we're switching to Dallas game. I wish I could switch to Dallas game, but they won't let me. They've still got me stuck on this damn Chicago game. It's 41-0 with 4 minutes left in the damn third quarter, and how are we condemned to Kansas City or Chicago? We're Florida, friggin' crying out loud. Damn Cowboys are America's team. I got my friggin' Cowboy mug. I got all the things, and I don't get to watch it because I got to watch Justin Fields try to play quarterback. Yeah, and I said that because I was not convinced he was. At Georgia, I was not impressed. That's why he didn't lose. He lost the job and moved on. But back to Alabama, good, solid effort by them. Hard hitting defense in this game. They held the Ole Miss playmakers really quiet. Jackson Dart was limited. He had a touchdown run at the very beginning, and after that, there was not much. Quinshon Judkins was held to 56 yards rushing. Ole Miss is a team who had been running for 200 or 300 yards in certain games this year. Only ran for 56 yards, and that was on 29 attempts. So they did try to run the ball. 36 pass attempts, 26 rushing attempts. Dayton Wade only had 5 catches for 88 yards. Jordan Watkins, 9 catches for 57. So you can see that the Alabama defense really limited Ole Miss's playmakers. No fumbles. So it's a pretty clean game again also, but each side had a pick. But, again, my rule of thumb is don't believe it till you see it. And that's why my picks this next week, you're going to see that I went back to that philosophy with some of the games that are coming up. So, Dadman, and you said, please you're telling me you picked Oregon, Dadman. Of course I picked Oregon in that game. Yeah, definitely would have had to pick Oregon over Colorado. Being at home, it just, all the signs were for it. So if there are any games, that's basically you, buddy, and you, Wade. Anything from college yesterday that you have any insights on, any points, any things that you want us to look into a little bit further with the stats and scores before I jump over to looking at the NFL today? Yeah, because really of all the other games this week, there's really not a lot of sexy matchups to talk about much. Those within the SEC we'll deal with on Thursday night with my stream on Thursday night. And we can go from there. So, what we'll do then, we will finish up college football right now, and then we'll get to the NFL. We will look at the ranking, the college football rankings. Yes, folks. So let me do that. Let me bring the screen up and share it with you. 5 of y'all here. Thank y'all for being here. Appreciate y'all lurking, talking. Feel free to say anything, and we're going to bring this up. Here we go. Oh man, this screen is working fast since last night. So, all right, in our top 25, no real change at the top. You still have Georgia, Michigan, Texas, the top 3. Even though Florida State fell one, that I think is more indicative of Ohio State's win at Notre Dame, a top 10 team, than anything against Florida State. But of course, this is too early to get worried about polls and positioning right now because it's too early. And of interest, Washington's now getting some love as first place vote. Actually got one in both polls. Basically, this is some repositioning. USC actually fell with their win. They did struggle a bit with Arizona State on the road. But again, don't get too excited. And look at this breakdown. Look at this breakdown here. There's only one SEC team in the top 10. One. We got 3 Big 10 teams, 1 Big 12 team, and 1, 2, 3, 4 Pac-10. Who am I? Let's see. Let me see. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. We got 1 SEC. 2, 3, 4. We got 4 Pac-10 or Pac-12. We got 1, 2, 3, Big 12, Big 10, 1 Big 12, and 1 ACC. And hey, ACC is not even Clemson. It's now Florida State. Go think. So kind of a juxtaposition. The question is the SEC down? Maybe, but we'll talk about that next Saturday, maybe, if I do it the pre-show in the morning again. But because I want to focus on some of the NFL today. And we can talk about some of that on Thursday night with our guest, Small Time Republic, when we talk about the SEC specifically, to get his thoughts and observations on that. Again, Notre Dame falls to 11 in AP. Alabama's at 12, moving up one. LSU fell one. It just basically in here, it's just a reshuffling of a round of order. Washington State moved up big, up 5. The Beavers fell down 5 positions. Ole Miss also fell 5. Those are the big losers. Florida's up 3 in spite of that ugly win. Missouri makes its debut into the poll this season, 4-0. Kansas is also debuted. And Fresno State, that's one I think Buddy Hepburn, you said, well, in one of the recent shows, that Fresno State has a good team, and they historically have had decent teams, and apparently this year they are really good at 4-0. Looking in the coaches poll, we really have the same type of standings, just some variation of who's where. Mostly close together, not really anything to get excited about early on. All up and down throughout the poll. They did have 4 teams that made an appearance. Missouri made an appearance in the coaches poll this time. Florida now moves into the coaches poll top 25. Last week they weren't, although they were in the AP top 25 last week. Kansas also debuts, as well as Kansas State is back in. So, after losing to Missouri the previous week. So, there you go. That's your top 25. And Fresno State is just outside. You can see Kentucky is climbing up in terms of SEC teams. So, that is the current rankings as a result of yesterday's action and stuff. So, we've got, let's see. That, without anything else, we will cut off the college football there. So, we'll see what you think. If you have any thoughts, opinions on the college football season, let us know here. Make sure you join us Thursday night for that stream. We are going to jump now back to the NFL for the remaining time that we have, and we will see where things reside. Like I said earlier, only 3 late games that are going on. Let's take a quick update on them. The Seahawks have a 9-point lead over the Panthers, 22-13. Late in the third quarter, the Bears are down 41-0 to the Chiefs. Yeah, might as well call them the Chefs just to have something fun to do. The Cardinals are up by 8 on the Cowboys still, 21-13 at the end of the third, so they're going to be moving to the fourth quarter now. Looking at today, we'll go through these games a little bit more. The Cleveland Browns at home dispatched the Tennessee Titans 27-3. In this game, Titans fall to 1-2, which, back to problems in their division. They're going to be chasing, it looks like Indianapolis and Houston right now, since the Jaguars are doing what they're doing. Ryan Tannehill was only 13-25 for 104 yards today. This is what's scary, folks. This is what's scary. And I don't know how Tennessee only had 40 plays from scrimmage, 25 pass attempts, 15 rushing attempts. Derrick Henry only carried the ball 11 times for 20 yards. There's the ongoing debate about how much running back should be paid, and he's one that should be paid the top because of as many carries as he's been given, and his efficiency. But today, only 11 carries, 20 yards. Really, looks like Tennessee looks like they're still down again. Deshaun Watson was 27-33 for 289 yards, 2 touchdowns, and didn't turn the ball over for Cleveland. Kareem Hunt carried the ball 5 times for 13 yards, was not the leading rusher, but what's significant, he was re-signed to the roster this week due to the injury of Nick Chubb in the last week's game, who's out for the season. Amari Cooper, the former Cowboy, had 7 catches for 160 yards and a touchdown. So really not much that we can say about this one. This is just a dominating Cleveland performance on this game. Cleveland moves to 2-1 on the season, 2-0 at home. So with that, you know, Cleveland, I guess Cleveland rocks. We could say, howdy, Castle. Good to see you tonight. How are you doing tonight? And we're just talking some foosball. Let's see. I'm still checking these. Right, come on, Dak Prescott. You got to do something. Anyway, the Lions host the Falcons. The host up in the Silverdome, and Detroit comes away with a win. Jared Goff is 22 of 33 passing, 243 yards, both a touchdown and a pick. Jahmyr Gibbs ran the ball 17 times for 80 yards for the Lions. Desmond Ridder was 21 of 38 for 201 yards for Atlanta. But again, another pretty much one-sided win for the home team. Atlanta kicked 2 field goals, longest of 48, missed another field goal. Really just straightforward game that we have here. Our Michigan fans should be happy. So Riley Patterson got the scoring started for Detroit with a 37-yard field goal. Atlanta responded in the second quarter, tying the game up at 3. Then Houston goes and takes the lead, runs off the next 17 points with starting with a 45-yard touchdown pass to Sam Laporta from Jared Goff. They tack on another field goal and touchdown to go on a 17-0 run and end up winning 20-6 here. So just back from walking a park with a kid. Oh, that's awesome. Good for you. Good for you. Definitely a nice day out there. I definitely have yard work I have to do. I told Grandma Man walking I will be over there tomorrow night because I have to go to the dentist, and then I will go after that and try to get some hedges and stuff done and tree limbs and deal with a palmetto bush. So if I stream tomorrow night, it might be a little bit later than normal, but we shall see. Don't you hate when you looked at one score and it was another game? You're looking at the wrong game. So, all right. In the game, really a dramatic game, and Buddy indicated that Derek Carr got hurt in this game, which means Jameis Winston. You guys in Tampa, our Florida State fans, Jameis Winston played again. But Derek Carr started off the game. He was 13 of 18, 103 yards and a touchdown, relieved by Jameis Winston, who went 10 of 16 for 101 yards. Chris Olave, for New Orleans, caught 8 passes for 104 yards. New Orleans ran out to a 17-0 lead. Jordan Love was 22 of 44 for 259 yards, a touchdown and a pick for the Packers in this game. As I said, New Orleans jumped out to a 17-0 lead in the first half. And starting with 150 left, 11 minutes left in the game, Green Bay kicked a field goal from 38 yards. Jordan Love also had a 1-yard touchdown run with about 7 minutes left in the game, pulling to within 6. The 2-point conversion worked, so they pulled to within 6. And then Romeo Doubs catches an 8-yard pass from Jordan Love, and the PAT is good for the winning margin of 18-17. Yeah. Oh God, Winston. Yes, exactly. That guy. So definitely did not have as good an NFL career as he had in college. But, I'd be interested in talking to my friend Clobberin times about seeing the Aints do this. Let me see real quick. Let's see if we get the status update on Derek Carr real quick. Right shoulder injury. He's set to undergo testing at a Green Bay area hospital. So so it's too early to tell what will happen with him. So now they say, so he already went on x-rays at the stadium, but again, a more thorough evaluation as the Saints look at examining him for internal injuries. So his status for next week may not be established for a few more days, which would mean Jameis Winston is most likely to be the in line for the start of can't play. So we got that. Bad news for you Saints fans, especially with the lead. That could have been that. When we look back at the final standings, that could be a big loss, considering that the Saints were on the road, were up by 17 into the fourth quarter, and lose the lead on the road. I mean, anytime you can win a road game in the NFL, it's to your advantage. This one, sadly, looks like they just blew a chance. And oh my goodness, Jameis Winston. He didn't turn the ball over though, at least, folks. I mean, that's one thing he didn't do, but he also didn't lead them to any score, any points to extend the lead. Always try to extend the lead. That's that's what you've got to do. Always score. Always try to keep the pedal to the metal. Unlike the Florida Gator coach who likes to just do crap. I'm not going to do play-by-play, but apparently the Dallas Cowboys, with 11 minutes now, are driving deep into Cardinals territory and have a 1st and goal. So we will see what happens with this. We'll keep an eye on this game. Let's get back to some of the other scores in the early games. Let's see. Bringing up the game. Hey, this is a day to be a new Miami Dolphin fan. I was actually at a game like this once where it was so one-sided. It was Dan Marino's last game, and it was in the playoffs, and that was just sad to watch. I saw his last touchdown pass, which was like a bloop over to the corner to Randy Gadsden. So, Dolphins win this game 70-20, folks. Yes, I'm not kidding. This is not college. It's not high school. The Miami Dolphins beat the Denver Broncos 70-0. See, I also don't understand why Tua Tagovailoa was in this game as long as it looks. I don't understand why Russell Wilson played a complete game. Russell Wilson ended up 23-38 for 306 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. But at some point, I mean, they were down 35-13 at the half. They were down 49-13 in the third quarter. And then Dolphins got 3 more touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Devon Achane ran the ball 18 times for 203 yards and 2 touchdowns. No, not 70-0, 70-20. If I said 70-0, I don't mean it. 70-20. Here, I will show it to you real quick. Let me stop that image. Yes. 70-20. Yeah, just put a 2 in front of the last 0, but even that should not happen in the NFL. 70-20. Miami on the day did not. Let's see. Miami did not turn the ball over, and they only punted 1 time in this game. The Dolphins kicker kicked 10 extra points. Yeah, you must have stroked out still, though. Yes, I think you did. Yeah, that's 70-20. Might as well be 70-0. But yes, it's which I don't understand. Why do I know you only have limited backups and stuff, but still run your backup quarterback out there. He was 2 the backup quarterback, Mike White, was 2-2 for 67 yards and a touchdown. So I'd rather lose him than your starter. So not much we can say about this game, but let's do this. Let's take a look at the game cast real quick. And here's what it is. The Tyreek Hill 54-yard touchdown pass from Tua to start the game. Devon Achane 8-yard touchdown run. Then touchdown Denver 12-yard pass from Russell Wilson, Cortland Sutton. Then the Dolphins respond again. Devon Achane 4-yard touchdown pass from Tua. Then the Broncos had a field goal. Then this folks happens. There obviously was a turnover here. 1:49 left in the first half. Raheem Mostert runs 20 yards for a touchdown. Then the next one in about 20 seconds, Raheem Mostert also runs another run 3 yards in for the touchdown. 1 play, 3 yards, 4 seconds. So there must have been a turnover or a muff on the kick. The Dolphins get the ball at 3-yard line, put it in to go up 35-10. Give Denver credit. They managed to get the ball back and moved down the field and kicked a 25-yard field goal to make the score 35-13. Then, 2 more touchdowns by Mostert, 1 a pass, 1 a run in the third quarter. So it's touchdown, Dolphins, touchdown, Dolphins, touchdown, Dolphins. Then a Denver kickoff return, 99-yard kickoff return by Marvin Mims Jr. And then Devon Kane, another touchdown for the Dolphins. Final margin 70-20. So Denver kept the starters in all the way to the end, so the Dolphins sub people in and out and back. Yeah, exactly. That's the problem with a game like this. You really don't want to lose your starters in it. And this is, oh gosh, that just I could not believe that when I saw the score as this game was developing. You could see it coming if you kept the updates going. Let's get a score update on the late games now. The Seahawks are up 22-20. Hey, the Bears added a field goal. Yay! Oh, why? All right. The Dallas Cowboys added a field goal. Yay, Dak Prescott. So anyway. Yeah, no mercy. Yes, no mercy. Well, but like Buddy said, though, if you're going to you keep your starters in, yeah, there is no mercy. But you do have to also understand this is the National Football League. It's not like college where you have unlimited depth or so much depth you can just run bodies out there. So where were we with this? So we got 5 more games. So I'm going to get through these games quicker because some of these just I don't care about. The Chargers and the Vikings. If you care about some of these games, please throw it in there. Yes, and Denver had turnovers. Turnovers and like will kill you and add up to a game like this. The Chargers end up winning 28-24 at the Vikings. Justin Herbert threw the ball 47 times, 40 completions for 405 yards and 3 touchdowns. Kirk Cousins was 32 of 50, 367 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Why does Kirk Cousins always seem to have great stats, but they still lose? Dak no show. Yeah, exactly. That's probably what. Yeah. Settle for another touchdown. The Chargers ran the ball 15 times for 30 yards as a team. Not even trying at that point. Oh, gosh. Some of these games are rough. Los Angeles fumbled 4 times, losing one of them. Minnesota also had a fumble that they lost. We're going to see in these games. So it's really a predictable game, but still, you just wonder how the Vikings keep losing. I mean, Kirk Cousins, numerically, his stats look good, but the scoreboard doesn't reflect the efforts. So it was a 14-10 game at halftime. In second half of the third quarter, both teams exchanged touchdowns. So going into fourth quarter, LA had a 21-17 lead. But then with 11:20 in the fourth quarter, Justin Jefferson caught a 15-yard pass from Kirk Cousins. The Vikings go up by a field goal. And then on the next drive, Joshua Palmer caught a 30-yard touchdown pass from Justin Herbert and a 7-play, 75-yard drive to end the scoring for the game. The Chargers win 28-24 in that game. So we'll see how some teams, I mean, numerically they seem to perform, but they still lose. And you end up some of these games, it's crazy. The Patriots-Jets, which could have been a good game at one time in the past, really was a snooze fest. Mac Jones was a big 15 of 29 for 201 yards. Zach Wilson was just a little worse at 50%, 18 of 36 for 157 yards. Granted, neither one threw picks this week. The Jets ran for a big 38 yards. At least the New England ran for 157 yards, led by Ezekiel Elliott, who had 80 yards in this game. This game, though, ended again dramatically. That the Jets still had a chance to pull this game out, but fell short with a Hail Mary that fell incomplete. Let's see with the recap, we got it. So, so the both teams face an 0-3 start. Both, especially the New England Patriots, which would be really, really bad, for them. Belichick's bunch avoided his first 0-3 start since his first season in New England in 2000, while also continuing its dominance over the Jets. So, um, New York had one more chance with 16 seconds left. Wilson connected with Garrett Wilson on a 29-yard gain, put it at the 46-yard line. After spiking the ball, stopped the clock with a second. The Hail Mary reached the end zone and bounced off a few times before falling just behind diving Randall Cobb's hands. So that the Jets lose again. Another long season ahead of them. So that is coming up. So our friend Admiral Teague is a Jets fan, and yeah, he's already not anything good to have happen. Let's see, and actually, let's see the question, and I'm going to say, actually, Castle, it's not a dumb question, but the Bucks did not play today. You're the only one you care about. No, the Bucks did not play today. Tomorrow night they play on Monday Night Football on ABC. They are hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. What's odd with this, though, is a couple years ago they ended up doing 2 Monday night games, one early, one late. But apparently they're deciding to run one game on the ABC and a second game on ESPN, which will be Rams-Bengals tomorrow night. I do not know why. I mean, no, I didn't. No, I had not gone over it. No. And then besides, even if I'd gone over it, I do not mind repeating stuff. I love the participation in their interaction. So, yeah, Monday Night Football. And they're 2 games at the same time, essentially. That does not make any sense. The Bills beat the Commanders 37-3. I'm not going to waste a lot of time on it. It's one-sided with this. I will just look at the stats real quick because see how Josh Allen played the whole game, 20-38, had a touchdown and a pick. So, really, there's nothing. Bills came in, took care of business against the NFC East. Seahawks now lead 29-20 over the Panthers. Seahawks have added another score. And, folks, the Cowboys may be in trouble. Arizona's added a touchdown. Josh Dobbs. Wow, folks, 28-16. How about that Dak Prescott? I didn't say that out loud, did I? I guess I did, but hey. So, Josh Dobbs, 17-21, 189 yards and a touchdown. It's good to see a Tennessee Vol do something, that's not Peyton Manning. I'm actually happy for that guy that he's actually had some success. If you know his charity work and stuff up in Nashville, or not Nashville, but Knoxville, he's still loyal to the area and his school, and a really good guy. And it's one of those cheer situations you want to cheer for him. Hey, Masters, good to see you. Hey, what a week. Dang, Bayern Wern, Hamburg Sports Club lost to the league's worst club, and Red Bull Leipzig scored other. Hey, stay with me then. Stay with me. Okay, buddy, I will thank you for that. I will keep that in mind. Thank you. Thank you. I've got to be careful of that. I do need to be careful of that. So I'm going to cut off on the live games. So I will just go ahead with the recaps. But hey, Masters, it's good to see you. I do have something for you, though. There is a story for soccer fans out there that I do want to try to cover because I'm well ahead of time tonight. Because we did not have as many college games to cover and things like that. A game of significance in Jacksonville is the Jaguars, who are talking about Super Bowl. They were okay, buddy. I thank you for letting me know that. Sorry about that, but yeah, because I definitely do not want to get in trouble with the Galactic Overlords either. So, but let's say I will focus on the past and news stories until I can verify, which kind of sucks. That's why I'm still watching this damn Chiefs-Bears game at 41-3 with 9 minutes left in the game. Thank you. Thank you, Fox. All right, you're hooked. All right. Well, we don't have Stunning. Stunning's out of town, so we have no Focky talk this week. Yes, they were talking Jags and Super Bowl, Castle. They were talking big playoff expectations. Well, the Jaguars are now fallen to 1-2, including 2 losses, back-to-back games at home. They actually gave up this is how bad the Jaguars were today. Andrew Beck is an up back. He's not even a return man. There's a muff kickoff. He picked it up at the 15-yard line and ran it back 85 yards for a freaking touchdown. They could not catch an up man. That extended the lead and kept extending itself. And so C.J. Stroud was 20 of 30. The rookie out of Ohio State was 280 yards, 2 touchdowns throwing. Tank Dell caught 5 passes for 145 yards and a touchdown. While the Jaguars struggled again, and numerically looked good, 27 of 40 for Trevor Lawrence, 279 yards, a touchdown and a pick. In the losing effort, Travis Etienne, 19 carries, 88 yards. Efficient day on the ground with this team. Tank Bigsby had 2 carries for 10 yards. But they could not put the ball in the end zone. Jamal Agnew lost a fumble. Just really a disappointing game for the Jaguars. They were down 17-0 at the half. Came out, cut the lead to 17-10, and then proceeded to be outscored 20-7 to end the game. When they not many turnovers, but just 3 and outs. Very unproductive on the offensive side of the ball. But yes, Castle, they did have some people here were talking Super Bowl. Some people in the league were talking about up and coming, and they're like the new guns and stuff like that. And it's always that happens when you get too ahead of yourself. And Castle, that also extends to last week when they had the Chiefs at home. They lost 17-9, but they could not get the ball in the end zone. They had to keep settling for field goals. Then with about 4 minutes left, instead of kicking the field goal to pull within a touchdown, they tried to 4th and whatever and missed it. So, which pretty much sealed their loss. So I put on the end of the NASCAR race, 7 to go under yellow. Oh my God. Oh, please don't do it for me. If you got to watch your game, go watch your game. I'm not going to talk about that one other. But oops, you deleted the message. But yeah, thanks for y'all being here today. Again, Jaguars disappointing loss. 2 losses at home. They had a excited fan base this year, but now they're sucking at home. Then they're facing road trips to England coming up. So, will they get healthy? When will they get healthy? And when will they find that magic? They're only 1 game behind Houston at this point, but still, it's no, not Houston, Indianapolis. Believe it or not, the Colts are leading the AFC South, which also gets us to. We also had the starter with the Andy Dalton starting for the Panthers this week. Well, we also had another one. The Gardner Minshew, the former Jaguar, started for the Colts with Anthony Richardson out with an injury. So yeah, iPhone apps, yeah. Gardner Minshew went 27 of 44, 227 yards with a touchdown pass. Zach Moss ran for 122 yards for the Colts. This game went to overtime. We even had a safety in it. It was 19-19, and in overtime, the Colts kicked a 53-yard field goal to actually a battle of big field goals. Gardner Minshew gave up a safety by stepping out of the back of his end zone. Let's see. It's a battle of the kickers. At the 8:33 in the third quarter, Matt Gay hit a 54-yard field goal to extend the Indy lead to 13-7, followed by Lamar Jackson 10-yard touchdown run. The Ravens took a 14-13 lead. Then Matt Gay hit another 50-plus yard, 53 yards to take the lead, 16-14. Then we have Gardner Minshew was sacked. He stepped out of the end zone, put the Colts down 19-16. They got the ball back. Matt Gay hit another 53-yarder to tie it at 19. Oh my God, folks, look at this. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. Matt Gay for the Colts hit not 1, not 2, but 3 53-yard field goals, including the game winner. And he kicked a 54-yard field goal, folks. That is wow. Justin Tucker, not to be outdone, kicked a 50-yarder for the Ravens, but still, that 5 field goals on the day, 4 from 50-plus yards. You got a damn good kicker. The Colts moved to 2-1, 2-0 at home, and they are leading the AFC South. So we will wait to look at standings on that. Maybe next week we'll take a look when we got a few more games in it. But hey, that is it for the early games, folks. We got one more game that we can look at from Thursday night. real quick. Let's see what we got here. Yep. So yeah, I wish I could give some. There's nothing to update at this point, so I will talk about the game from Thursday night, which was the Giants. We're on the road at the 49ers. Exactly. And like old Pete Banaszak said, who was a Jaguars post game commentator, all you got to do is kick the damn ball. Yeah, that's it. Daniel Jones is 32 for 137 yards and a pick. And Tyrod Taylor makes a showing again in the NFL. He threw one pass. It was an incompletion. Oh my gosh. There's some very pathetic weak running attempts in this league this week. 11 carries for the Giants, 29 yards. Only 44 plays from scrimmage, while the Niners ran 76 plays from scrimmage. So the Niners ran for 141 yards as a team. Brock Purdy threw for 310 yards and 2 touchdowns. As the Niners pulled out a pretty easy win at home. Very efficient. Looking at these dang numbers, would be awesome to see. I think definitely you got the Niners as a playoff team that's here coming up. I hope that they play the Cowboys, but the Cowboys got some bad news this week. I'm gonna bring that up. I don't think that's what's hurting them today. I think they just, again, the offense, they can't score enough. It's very inconsistent. So, Trayvon Diggs was hurt a few days ago in practice. He suffered a season-ending knee injury. Thank you to Buddy Hepburn earlier this week for giving me the information on that. They still expect to make playoffs and stuff like that, but it's a huge loss. How do you overcome that? But we shall see. Hopefully the offense will finally kick it in gear and actually be like they were in the first 2 weeks of the season. God, I still hate. Yeah, and you're right, Castle. It's all quarterback numbers now. It's driven based on your quarterbacks. If quarterbacks are not producing, and good numbers, like Lawrence's numbers look good, but they were not end zones. They were not touchdowns. A lot of that stuff hurts you. They got to be the right quarterback number. So we got 3 games that are still going on. So let me do this real quickly. The running days. Yes. Well, hey, yep. You would have liked to see Derrick Henry for Tennessee. If you, I don't know how much you've seen him, but watching him play in college at Alabama and actually up at high school, he was just incredible. And watching him play the Jags anytime, man, he really liked to run through the Jags many, many times. Where are we at? Let's see. Okay. Now I'm going to get to soccer. Masters, if you're here, I want to talk about an article. I also let Whoopa Troopa know a little bit because this is one that our friend, I think would have some very good opinions on here, but was not able to get a hold of him today to see because it was it's an interesting story. It involves soccer. It involves one of his favorite owners in all the sports. So, all right. So just checking. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring up the MSN Microsoft News here. I'm going to enlarge the screen. We go here. Yes, Masters. All right. Here's soccer. See, folks, I try to deliver the sports to the people, the real sports that are of interest. And that's, wow. Okay. There's a score update, but I'll wait a few minutes. But hey, here we go. I'm going to bring the article up here. And Stan Kroenke, who is one of Whoopa's favorite owners, for Rams and stuff. But Stan Kroenke, FIFA feud risk bids of LA to host the 2026 FIFA World Cup. So currently, that is 2026 is up for bid. The World Cup is, the U.S. is actually in the bidding for it. So let's read the article. It's obviously the world's largest sporting event, including the final. Now, it would seem that you'd love to have it in the U.S.'s most expensive stadium called SoFi Stadium. Yeah, football. Yes, we're really talking football today. Hey, uh, but it may not happen. Apparently, there are tensions between FIFA and the Kroenke family, who own the stadium, over the arena's bid to be the host venue for the 2026 World Cup. The family has a holding company for SoFi Stadium, is unhappy with the revenue sharing and the deal that the FIFA is proposing, which KSE, which is the holding company, owns professional teams like the Rams and Arsenal FC, says reportedly so unhappy with the situation is threatening to pull out hosting any World Cup matches. So it looks like our 2026 World Cup will be here, but this is actually a problem with one of the stadiums, and possibly the most expensive and newest stadium in NFL getting left out of the league due to ownership issues. So SoFi Stadium was even a leading candidate to host the final match, but AT&T Stadium in Dallas and MetLife Stadium in New Jersey have now emerged as the top new candidates to host the tournament's deciding match. So this is of interest to see because it's Southern California, a new stadium, and ownership deals. We always see ownership deals and money and stadium financing, but here, I mean, you can only wonder what the local government is thinking, because that would be money that the local government could earn having an event that's there. So now SoFi is still expected to host several other major events, including the opening and closing ceremonies of the 2028 Olympics. However, they're unclear whether this dispute will affect its status as a potential candidate to host the 2031 FIFA Women's World Cup. And I'll tell you what, folks, I like watching women's soccer. Honestly, frankly, sometimes I'd rather watch the women's soccer than the men's soccer, and stuff. So, but hey, I figured that would be worth a look to kick the tires on something a little different. So, a fussball. The circus will come to the States. I know that's exciting, though. Castle says, "Damn, Master, I didn't know. I pray for." Okay, let's see. Yeah, be honestly, Miss Chloe. Oh man, we hate to see that, man. Glad you're here with us today, buddy. Always glad to see you with us, man. Hopefully we can do stuff to brighten your day with these streams and stuff. Hopefully you'll be with us with Mark tonight at 10 o'clock. And make sure you hit those notifications though when we go live. So depending on how you feel at the time, because we did, Hungry Boy and I did a 3 o'clock stream last night, and about 3 to 4 o'clock it went to about 6 in the morning. So you never know, we can do stuff all times of day. But yeah, hey, you do what you can do, and we're here. Like Castle said, we'll be praying for you, and it's always always love having you here, and you're definitely missed when you're not here. So we let me see where some updates are. We got let's see. The games are starting to wind down. Let's see where we go. Oh, well, they just did a flash. Believe it or not, we're still stuck with the Chiefs Bears at 41-10. Blaine Gabbert's in. Yay, a former Jaguar. That is a wonderful, great thing. Blaine Gabbert. Whoa. Who knew? So I may go ahead and cut off sooner than earlier, later, because we've got three games that are going on right now. That look like that they're probably decided. The Cardinals still have the ball with a 12-point lead on the Cowboys. The Bears obviously are out of this under the 2-minute warning, and the Seahawks are up by 9 on the Panthers. So, yes, all right. Well, hey, he's supposed to go tonight at 10 o'clock. If you're up and all, make sure you try to catch us if you can, and how you feeling. We definitely turn it into the eatery, because if you want food, we do a lot of food. If you want to do other stuff, we do a lot of, of course, the geek nerd stuff and all that other stuff. We do that. But, just have a good time, and we'll see what we can do. Well, let me see. Let me go at least another 10, 15 minutes. That'll get us to 7:30. That way we'll just keep an eye on the game. If y'all got any other comments on the foosball or something, let me know. If you any games this week, anything that I've not covered, any news that you want to talk about, um, you know, let me know. And actually, you know what? I know what I need to do. I might do this. Um, let's see. I came across this in the early hours. I'll do it now if I can find the right article. Let's see. All right. All right, folks. Yeah, well, let's do this. Let's do something fun. Five of y'all that are here, let's do something different, fun. I mean, we talk football. It is a sports weekly, so you know, hey, we do what we can do with this, okay? And we'll do something different. So who knows? This is what chasing the squirrel moments, and who knows? Maybe we'll go another 3 hours because of we run into something. Just kidding, but hey, all right. This is a news story. Let me go ahead and check something real quick. I just want to double check. I learned a long time ago, make sure to look at stuff first. So some of these you might have heard before. Oh my God, folks. Some of this is going to be interesting. We'll see. All right. Are y'all ready? I don't know that I'm ready for this. That's how bad this is, folks. That's how bad it's going to be. But we will have fun with this. We will see what we can do. All right. Let me get the article back. I just had to preview it first. So, okay, folks. This is 11 weird sports from around the world. 11 weird sports from around the world. All right. Oh, it gets better than this. Number one is extreme ironing. Extreme ironing. What do you get? What do you get when you combine wrinkle-free clothing and an extreme sport like mountain climbing, canoeing, or skydiving? A very strange competition. Extreme ironing is thought to have originated in England in the 1980 or 1990s. Of course, there are competing claims for invention, but the domestic sports soon went global. The first extreme ironing world championships were held in Germany in 2002. So let's see. Let's see if we can look at that real quick. And I'm going to try to be careful with what I play. Oops. Yeah. That's basically it, folks. It's skydiving with ironing boards, it looks like. So how about that, folks? Number two is, hey, Masters, you might be able to help us with this. Gaffel hanging, pitchfork hanging. This sport, well, it's Netherlands. I'm sorry. I thought it was German. Never mind. My bad on that. But the sport is from the Netherlands, a test of strength and endurance. As its name suggests, Gaffelhangen, from the Dutch words gaffel, meaning pitchfork, and hangen, meaning to hang, simply involves hanging on a pitchfork. Oh, God, than your opponent. So it's played in the southernmost Limburg province of the country. It isn't all different than American kids hanging from pull-up bars or door frames. But the pitchforks make it a bit odd. Yes. Buddy says people can't win in regular sports. Yes. LOL. And then the extremes of all sports, anyway, is hockey. I agree with you. I agree with you about hockey. We need to have hockey. Definitely, which is a combination of football and hockey. The number third is ostrich racing. Horse racing is a common sport in many parts of the world. Ostrich racing, not so much. They're large, flightless birds native to Africa, can run up to 43 miles an hour, making them the fastest birds on land. Much like the horse racing, a jockey puts a saddle on and reins on an ostrich, rides it around a track. The sport may have originated in South Africa, though some say it goes all the way back to ancient Egypt. Today, ostrich races are held in South Africa and parts of the American Southwest and Midwest. How about that, my friends? How about that? Is that something or what? That is crazy. That is insane, folks. Well, let's see. I'm going to let me mute the music. I'm going to try to. Okay, I got the music. So, wow. This is just crazy. It's funny watching this. It's really, really funny to see him on a horse track. But look at that. That's just crazy. But that's ostrich racing. Cheese rolling is number 4. Cheese rolling. Yes. What would you do for a wheel of cheese? If the answer is roll down a grassy hill, this may be the weirdest sport to add to your bucket list. This is crazy. So, hey, oh my goodness. What would you do for a wheel of cheese? Answer is roll down a grassy hill. Then this may be one of the weird sports to add to your bucket list. So, cheese rolling, which likely dates back to the 15th century, is a competition unique to Gloucester, England. That's a round of double Gloucester cheese is rolled down a hill. Wow, how does that could be? I wonder how they come up with the ideas like this. That's what's so interesting is, I guess necessity or boredom is the mother of all invention. Likely dates back to the 15th century as a competition unique to Gloucester. Around is rolled down a hill. Competitors roll down after it. Okay, we're going to have to look at this one a little bit. So the first person across the finish line at the bottom wins the cheese. All right, so. All right. Oh, wait. So let me get back up here. Yeah, I imagine my mom playing a major role in ironing leagues. Castle said he'd watch the. Oh, wait. Hold on. So Castle said he'd watch ostrich racing. Yeah. Pole hanging and more so pole sitting are very popular all over Northern Europe, but please don't ask me why. Oh, interesting. Really? We got cooperation. Oh, you want to do the cheese roll from Swiss Family Robinson? To look up a sport called Bosun, you lose belief in mankind. Okay. Bosun. Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see. Let's see what's in the rest of the list. We got 6 of y'all here with us. So, but let's see. Let me get that music. Oh, mute it. Okay, and I got to keep talking and be transformative. See, they're rolling. Oh my God. Look at that. They're rolling down the hill. I'm trying to figure out where the cheese is and stuff, folks. It's like not cheese, and wow, it's like, I mean, it's just like I see the rolling, but I don't see the cheese. Do y'all? I know I got to keep stopping it. I'm trying to be careful of things. That hey, I mean, it's just like they just. What? Oh, I wonder if he's the cheese. I don't know, but hey, that's it, folks. That's cheese rolling. And there's also a game called Kabaddi. It's a contact sport, a mix between tag and wrestling while holding your breath. It's popular across South Asia and invented in ancient India. The game consists of 2 teams who take turns crossing their opponent's side of the court, touching as many of the opposing players as possible before taking a breath or being wrestled to the ground. Several regional variations of Kabaddi, both within India and nearby countries, some of which have entirely different names. The term Kabaddi comes from the Tamil words Kai Pidi, meaning hold hands. So, yes, Castle, yes. That's a Fortnite specialty. Exactly. Oh, the ostrich riding is the Swiss Family Robinson film. Oh, that's cool. I did not know that. But hey, ostrich riding too. So Kabaddi looks kind of interesting, almost like dodgeball in a way. But look, they have nice, cool uniforms and knee braces. So, hot dog eating contest, folks. This should not need a lot of description because if you're famous, you have the Nathan's Famous Hot Dog on July 4th. We actually knew somebody's kid that actually competed in them. If you know the name Hall Hunt was somebody, he never won that contest, but he had some other minor competition wins. So we got 5 more. Yeah, Bossa Ball is kind of cool. Okay, that's a sport I've not heard. Yeah, that's what I think, Masters. It said something about rolling a cheese thing down, but that's what I saw there was about you rolling down the damn hill. So underwater hockey. Wow. Hockey is a beloved game that requires an incredible amount of skill. Now imagine it taking place underwater. Underwater hockey is played in a swimming pool with each player wears fins, a diving mask, a snorkel. a thick glove to protect their hand. Players move the weighted puck with a short one-handed stick and try to get into the metal goal tray that sits at the bottom of each end. Wow. This would have to be good exercise, but trying to swim that much and swim underwater would have to be a really, really good exercise. I'm sure you're tired as anything when it's done. So, underwater fire prevention. Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, good to see that. Yeah, so underwater hockey, Hakape. It's the only Latin American sport. Hakape is a dangerous race indigenous to Chile's Easter Island. Young people, usually under the age of 20 and wearing only a loincloth, race down the side of a volcano in a sled made from 2 banana tree trunks. Participants reach speeds of 50 miles an hour as they careen down a steep hill, which can sometimes lead to serious injuries. The winner is the sledder who manages to travel the furthest distance from the launch point. Hakape dates back to ancient times when it served as a test of the youth to see if they're mature and courageous enough for adulthood. So it takes place today in early February. Yes, there's actually no one nowadays would allow us in Europe to play with food. They are all provided with huge stick-up booties. Yes. Castle in a loincloth. Nope. Oh, man, come on. We go Tarzan on everything. It's all good. Dog surfing. Hey, this one looks cool. You got dogs on the surfboards. We had people in the air on ironing boards, so why not dogs on the surfboard? Oh, yeah, one of the biggest conspiracies today. Faki has been excluded, from the list. Yes, exactly. But he said underwater football is a thing too. Wow, shoot. Oh, don't be so shy, Castle. You've earned all those years. So dog surfing has to go on the list of weird sport, but it belongs on the cute sports. It's what it sounds like: pups on boards, riding the waves. Believed to date back to at least the 1920s in California and Hawaii. Dog surfing as a competition didn't begin until 2006. The World Dog Surfing Championships are held annually in the San Francisco Bay Area. Oh, I've got to ask Daisy about that. I have got to ask my friend Daisy about that dog surfing championships. Okay, so we will see. I'll have to, when we're done, talk to her about that. Let's see. Field hockey and lacrosse, yes. But that's cool with this, especially with it being something serious there. Number 10, oil wrestling. Now, hey, this is the one. Okay, this is the one in the loincloth, I wonder. But the final 2 entries on our list take contact sport to a whole new level. When it comes to wrestling, weird isn't the right word to use. It's Turkey's national sport. And there's an annual oil wrestling festival that's been held there since 1346. It dates back the sport to 1065 BC. Compared even to other forms of wrestling, though oil wrestling stands out. Participants wear only a pair of heavy leather pants called a kispet and are doused in slippery olive oil before wrestling until one person's belly button faces the sky, which makes him the loser. One technique used in the sport is for wrestlers to put their hand down their opponent's kispet to try to get. Holy hell! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! It just. I finally dawned on me. I'm now. I'm hello. I'm all used to dadmanning and being stunned and naive and stuff, but I did not expect this one. Oh God. Hey, I trying to tell the missus something real quick. Oh my good. Wow. Whether she answers or not, I don't know. Let me. I got to digest that. I got to see what you guys are saying here. Master said he. Actually, my pups love surfing. I bet they do. The wife carrying. Oh, and Buddy says originally invented in Finland, wife carrying is a sport that involves a male competitor racing through 2 dry obstacles and 1 water obstacle approximately 1 meter deep, all while carrying a female teammate. That's interesting. That is very interesting. So, but the female must weigh at least 108 pounds or 49 kilograms, or additional weight will be added to her. Oh, wow. There you go. Don't call her fat, though. That's the only thing. Teams who complete the course in the shortest time with it will win additional prizes for best costume, etc. Oh, that is very, very interesting. That is very interesting. Masters said uh, lacrosse, a dang shirt of the U.S. Lacrosse Senior League never had anything not saying said in a long time. Okay. Hey, Mrs.
Yes.
I'm doing the 11. Everybody say hi to Mrs. Mrs. Say hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
The football got kind of boring and stuff with the late games. And going out, I was ending up with a couple weird things. 11 weird stories from sports from around the world. Listen to this one for number 10, and I'll read it to you. See what you think. Oil
Okay.
wrestling. Okay,
Oil wrestling.
oil wrestling. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Don't read it. I'll tell you. Castle said hi to you, and Master says
Hello.
hello too. So
Hello. Hello.
okay. Uh, the final two entries in our list take contact sport to a whole new level. When it comes to oil wrestling, weird isn't the right word to use. It's Turkey's national sport, and there's an
Okay.
annual oil wrestling festival that's been held there since 1346. The sport dates itself back to 1065 BC. Compared to even to other forms of wrestling, though, oil wrestling stands out. Participants wear only a pair of heavy leather pants called a kispet and are doused in slippery olive oil before wrestling until one person's belly button faces the sky, which makes him the loser.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Fair
One
enough.
technique used in the sport is for wrestlers to put their hand down their opponent's kispet to try to gain control of their body.
That would do it.
I just I just had to just like all I could think of. I was stunned speechless when I saw. That's how
Well,
full contact is.
that is full contact sport. Yep, absolutely.
Oh man, I mean we're used to dirty blows and stuff in this country,
It's
but I
not a
guess
dirty blow. It's not a dirty blow. It's a legitimate tactic.
it's no holds barred. I guess really.
It's all holds barred. All holds allowed, I guess.
Yes, I got you. I just had to share that one with you real quick. So,
Yeah. Well, hey,
but
there's nothing I don't think could get a man to flip over than to grab and tug.
grab and tug, yes. Well, we just had a story about from Chile where they go down a big hill in a loincloth in a sled. You
Ow.
know, so the uh, Buddy Hepburn grease pole climbing, and then
Hmm.
they said head down the garment, not up the bum. LOL. Exactly.
Well, I mean, who knows? Whatever tactic, I guess, to get him to. Please don't grab. Yes.
Exactly. Oh gosh.
So I
Oh, what a
wonder. Okay, their bodies are oiled, right?
right.
They wear
Yes.
leather pants. Is their entire
Yes.
body oiled, or is it just the exposed parts?
It's just it's all of it because you can see the picture, the oil in that stuff.
Yeah, but I
You
mean,
know.
is it like underneath, like wherever their pants are? Is it underneath? I mean, is it?
Yeah, it looks saturated because the
Yeah.
pictures in the middle. It looks like the pants are.
Huh.
It's all saturated.
Interesting. I'm just thinking that. Well, if they didn't take it so seriously, it looks like it'd be fun. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
I know. I know. I know.
Oh my goodness, that's
Yeah.
insane. Well, I can't say it's insane. It's their sport. I mean, it's what it is. Don't
Yeah.
yank. Don't.
Wow, buddy, that's a good one. That's
Yes.
creative.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my
I'm
goodness.
just trying to,
I just
because they're slippery. I mean, the only way they could, you know, I'm just I can't think of the words to say it properly.
well,
The only
they
way
even
they can get any traction would be
traction.
would be to reach in their pants, I guess.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Be careful what you get.
Yeah.
Don't
Oh my goodness.
Castle. See, buddy, I tell you what, Castle. You like I said earlier with the puns. You got Castle here, one of the resident pun experts here. So,
So
oh
is
my
this
god.
just? I'm going to ask this: Is this only an all male sport, or is it
Um,
because the female? I mean, I know we do have something kind of like that here, but without the belly button being up in the sky.
mm,
But I mean, it'd be a whole different dynamic if it was women playing it.
yeah, it would. It would really would be. Well, I guess
I
you
think
different
more
strategies.
Americans would watch it.
Well, let me go back to that. Let me go back to that real quick. Let me show you one of the other ones where I had something real quick, and I'm trying to get back
I
and
think sports in other countries, some of the sport are so fascinating
hmm
because and I wonder since it's been such it's a very old sport,
hmm
what were its origins? Well, they could wear a little
it
tank
is topless. So
they
it is
could wear
topless. Yes.
they could
Yeah.
wear a little like sports bra-ish type of thing.
Well, why? I mean, if we're going to equal opportunity, why not make it all topless? You
Well,
know
I'm
me. I
just
wake up. I wake up. I go to Las Vegas
I
stage
know,
reviews and wake
I
up.
know.
But it's
Your booby radar or
booby
boobar.
boobdar
Your
boobar
boobar.
exactly. So
Your boobar. Oh
oh my
goodness.
gosh, I had to share that one with you. I got I'm going to keep going for a couple minutes if you want to stay with me just a second. I got
Okay. Well, I am in the process of cooking dinner,
oh you
but
are
it just
oh shoot.
it's
Yeah.
not that.
Well, I will say a couple of updates because I got somebody else coming on real quick with this, Mrs.
Yeah, no
I mean,
problem.
that's international. That because I want to, if you guys, I know I'm going to repeat a thing. If you want to hang, that's fine. Normally, I still got 20 minutes before I usually cut off. I usually try to cut off before 8, but I got somebody else I'd like to talk to and show these stories to. But the Chiefs end up beating the Bears 41-10, only 7 points second half. Cardinals
Oh,
beat the
Canadian
Cowboys.
Spider Man is here, by the way.
Oh my gosh! Wait till he sees the stories.
I
So,
go.
Canadian Spider Man, good to see you today. And hello, good to see you. I got the missus with me, 7 out there, and the Panthers are down 10 to the Seahawks, and take a miraculous comeback. But hey, that's the only game that's still going tonight. The last game is that will be on is the Pittsburgh Steelers are at the Las Vegas Raiders. See, I have trouble with Las Vegas Raiders now because of Los Angeles Raiders, Las Vegas. It's like I start to want to call them the Los Angeles Raiders.
So what are
So
they now? The Las
the
Vegas
Las
Raiders?
Vegas Raiders, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so the Oakland A's are now about their. I don't know. I guess, buddy, do you know if they're call them the Las Vegas A's or something, or they're going? They might as well change the whole damn name.
Cross checking should be allowed in football.
Hey,
Football,
Canadian Spider Man. Hey, Canadian Spider Man. Meet Masters Maniac Mexico. Master Maniac Mexico is the founder of a game called Focky with our fellow Canadian studying a brave Megatron who created a
oh
game
God,
called Focky, which combines football with hockey, including
oh,
your checking. So, hey,
football is just too.
and I do agree that one thing, there will always be that name. It just, I mean, it's like
Yeah.
the Cleveland Indians. The other day I watched, last time I turned baseball on, I saw Cleveland, was it Guardians? I saw the name Guardians, and I'm like, who the hell is the Guardians? Oh, it's Cleveland. Oh, so. Well, folks, we have ended the real. I got an eye on this last game. Seahawks had the ball with about 30 seconds left, so that game is pretty much over. So let me do a quick recap while I'm waiting on somebody to jump in with us, Mrs. It will be a blast with these stories.
Okay.
Okay, the Bears beat the Chiefs 40. The Chiefs, no, that's wrong. Chiefs beat the Bears 41-10. The Cardinals give the Cowboys the first loss of the year, 28-16.
Yeah.
Rams
Sorry.
over the Titans. Thank you. Browns beat the Titans 27-3. Lions beat the Falcons 20-6. Packers beat the Saints 18-17 in an 18-point comeback in the fourth quarter. Derek Carr leads the game for the Saints. This is not a college game, but the Dolphins beat the Broncos 70-20.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. They only punted one time in that game.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Hey,
Yes.
can I ask the chat?
Yeah.
If you guys follow NFL football or college football, how did your games go this weekend? I mean, did everything go your way? Did it not? Are you happy? Are you sad? Do you not care?
Well, I know Wade was here earlier. I don't know if he's still here. I know Wade was a bit disappointed with the Colorado Buffaloes, and then the Tennessee Titans lost.
Ah,
So let me bring this guy, Mrs. You love this guy, folks. You know
yes.
this guy. I know, but hey, he just comes out of nowhere and he's pulled out of the bullpen. It's the great Hungry Boy. Hey, Hungry.
Hello, people. I'm just
Hello.
going to try to plug in my earphones and hope that nothing goes wrong.
Oh, that's
Oh,
good. That's
okay.
good with us. While you're doing that, I am going to go ahead and real quick and recap these few scores. Um, the Patriots beat the Chargers beat the Vikings 28-24. The Patriots up in the Jets, who incomplete Hail Mary on the last play. The Bills crushed the Commanders 37-3. The Texans shocked the Jaguars and really starting the riots now about how good the Jaguars are 37-17. And the Colts survived with a backup
So
quarterback.
who won? The Texas?
The Texans, yes.
Yes, good. Oh, sorry.
So
Ooh, I'm
much for the
sad.
Jaguars and winning a division this year. Still early, but folks, that's not good. Not good signs for them. And then Thursday night, the Niners crushed the Giants 30-12. So, all right, are you with us, Hungry Boy?
I think he's still trying to plug in his.
Okay, yeah, we good.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
We
Yes.
can hear you.
Oh, and I
I
can
can
hear
hear
you
you,
beautifully. So the
and
earphones are
no
being
echo,
nice. Oh,
and
Oh,
excellent.
no echo. Just like this morning, Hungry. We done 2 in 24 hours.
you guys are
Oh,
insane.
let's cross our fingers and not jinx it.
Well, we won't be
I
too
woke
long.
up. I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning, and I just thought he was just chatting. And then I, went to the bathroom, and
Hmm.
of course, you always look at your phone in the bathroom. And I'm
Oh
going,
yeah,
wait a minute, he's streaming. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't
that's
Hey,
say
funny.
what I was thinking of saying as I was walking by.
and we will not be going too long though. But Hungry, thanks for jumping on us because I came across something. I
Hmm.
dragged the missus on, and I wanted you on because it's international. But first, you
Ah,
are a rock star at the chat. Canadian
oh.
Spider-Man saying hell to you, sir, and good to see you on the
Hello,
panel.
Spidey. Hello, wonderful to see
Yeah.
ya.
And Master says, hell Queensland, hell Harvey Bay, the world capital of whale watching. Hungry
Um,
boy.
Hey,
The
Harvey
Pat.
Bay is a pretty nice place. That is a one significant tourism spot. I've
Yeah.
not been there yet, but I have some family who's lived there. Harvey Bay is great. I love Queenslanders. I'm a New South Welshman. I'm supposed to be against them. No, no, no. Go Banana Benders. That's their nickname, the Banana Benders. And they've got great pineapple. They make sugarcane for our rum, and they make our mandarins, which are like little tiny succulent tangerines.
oh,
And
mandarins are wonderful.
oh
Let me
yeah, so.
let me ask
Mhm.
Canadian Spider-Man a question real quick. Buddy had answered this, the Patriots. But Canadian Spider-Man, I know you love hockey. I know your Muslim uncle. Remember last night, uh, Hungry Boy, your Muslim uncle asked if anybody likes hockey. I know Canadian Spider-Man's obviously hockey, but do you like your Canadian Football League, Canadian Spider-Man? Because if you do, I might consider talking about that a little bit. So if I can figure it out. But hey, I'm sorry. But yes, I think
Okay, so show us the
regardless.
story.
All right, all right,
Mm.
all right. Hungry Boy, it's great to see you again, twice in one day. It's the honor is yours, right?
I know. Though technically, it was last night and today for me, so that's fine. And I like having a little break, just a
Yeah, there
little
you go.
break.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah,
but listen, I had to think of you, because you're an international guy. You've seen around the world. I dragged
mm,
the missus in, so she always beautifies and makes us gorgeous, and
yes.
she's worth coming on just for herself.
Oh,
Oh
you're
Uh,
yes,
funny.
indeed.
Oh, you're
exactly.
so funny.
Well, and
Oh,
I
sorry.
love this. I love uh, I love what Cass said. It's not tomorrow until sleep. There you
Nice
go.
one, Castle. Nice one.
Yep, that's true.
Exactly.
It
All
doesn't
right.
count. The next day doesn't count until.
Yeah, I got to be careful because we're going to get. I know my computer's it's acting a little bit slow. So, but
Mm.
listen, I came across an article this morning, and it's one that I did not do with you, Hungry, because I said I would hold it too.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, and Canadian. Okay, I'll look at keeping up with that and maybe doing some updates next week. I know Rambling Canuck likes it, and I agree. He says Americans screw up football, only 3 downs and faster. Agreed, sir.
Is this going to be the weird sports thing that you mentioned
Yes,
to me?
yes,
Oh, okay, good.
exactly. Castle ass kicking is a staple of life in my life where you grease the well, we're going to talk about oiling in a minute, so hey, why not?
Mm.
So all right. So anyway, well let's go, sir, and let's go with this. Let me get here. 11 weird sports from around the world.
Hmm.
All right. And we're going to bring it in here, and let me go here. Let me maximize the screen. The first one I have is extreme ironing.
Ironing, like iron
Yes,
meat?
ironing. So, what do you get when you combine wrinkle-free clothing and an extreme sport like mountain climbing, canoeing, or skydiving? A strange
Mm.
competition. Extreme ironing is thought to have originated in England in 1980 or 1990s, but domestic sport went global. The first extreme ironing world championships were held in Germany in 2002.
Hmm.
That's
So,
just
yeah, and it's
that's odd.
I gotta keep
Oh, it's
going.
like ironing. Oh, like it really is extreme. Oh, wow.
Oh, we didn't see this earlier
Yeah.
because see, I had to. I'm trying to play with the. I wish that stupid thing would not pop up, but it's just like,
Skydiving and ironing. Wow.
yeah, it's like
I respect that. I got severe acrophobia. I can't climb a tree. So God bless
Oh,
these
oh,
people.
hungry? Yes. Yes. I play a video game. And if
Hmm.
they have us like having to like quickly go over, look over a mountain or walk on something, I get nauseous.
Oh
mhm.
And
yeah.
it's a video game.
I tell
Yeah.
you, Mrs., you'll understand this, and so will Dadman. This is going back to amusement parks in the 90s. I barely made it through the Tower of Terror
Mm.
down in Florida. That one, I screamed like a horror movie extra
Well, you
when
did
that
more than
first ride
me.
happened.
You did more than me. I refused to ride it.
There you go.
My kids,
Uh,
my kids, 5-year-olds were riding the ride, and I'm like, I ain't riding it. No, I'll sit out here and I'll have a coffee or whatever.
Yep.
I didn't, no, no, no.
that's nice.
And I don't I know it was my oldest. They were riding it. I don't know how old they were, but they literally their butt flew off the seat.
Mm,
It,
Yeah.
the
that
bar
happened.
they were because they were bigger people sitting, and they just had those bars that went down.
Oh
So
yeah.
the bar stopped them, but they
Mm.
still
No, the
levitated.
worst one was at the fair when you said, "Yeah, go
Oh,
ride that, Dad, man, go ride that," and it was like it did not even go into the opposite
yep,
side and latch. It just was hanging there, and all my weight is against that one bar with no
Oh yeah.
seatbelt or nothing. And it's
yep.
like I'm looking straight down at the ground. It's like, no
Well,
thanks.
see, this is what's terrifying because I used to be relatively skinny when I went on that ride back in the 90s, okay? And there was another skinny girl next to me, and we had to actually grab the underside of the bars because we were coming out.
Yeah. Oh
And
man.
Mhm,
I was
mhm.
messed up.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was messed up.
Uh, yep.
All right.
Well,
Says the
see,
missus.
I don't ride. I don't even do fair rides.
All right.
Yeah, because my dad was a carny, and he did that, and he said, "Don't ever ride any of those rides ever,"
I believe it.
because he says, Just don't." And so I said, "I
Hmm.
don't want to do it." He wanted to go. He got one of those armband things. I'm like, "Go for it." I'm not.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, Buddy said Tower Terror was 5 minutes now. Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. He's not been on. But I tell you
Oh
what, I mean I like. But see,
no!
the
That was a
misses.
great horror ride. There was so much stuff at the
Yeah.
beginning, like you know how the good haunted mansion has all this stuff at the beginning
Yes.
to make you
Mhm.
get through the wait. And Tower of Terror, I mean, they had like bellhops from the 1920s, 1930s,
Hmm.
and bellhopesses. I don't know what the female a bellhop is. And they would come up and actually chat with in character. Like, do you have your ticket,
Yes.
madam?
Yes.
And they had this wonderful little thing going on where there was like the mailboxes behind the front hotel desk for all the occupants of the hotel, and they would invisibly move letters in and out like ghosts were pulling on them.
See,
And
I would
oh
if I could go through just the line.
yeah,
I would be, and I think they probably have a spot where you can say, "Yeah, I'm done. I don't want to do it," but
yeah, yeah.
I just didn't. I just didn't go through the line.
It was worth it for the line. In fact, I kind of wish the line was the entire ride.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
the drop was great, and there was some stuff leading up to it that's like getting you ready to be terrified, but I had no idea what the ride was like. And so when the drop actually happens, there's no damn warning except for a voiceover. And by then it's too late. And
Mhm.
then it's time to squeal like a little girl. Sorry to be politically incorrect.
Oh,
And
so
Oh, she's used to me playing Dead by Daylight on Friday night, so
he still, oh, he fervently emotes, as he calls it. It's screaming in a very high pitched voice,
all right.
oh,
So,
I hear you.
but
like
I
a
hear
yeah,
young
you.
I
female.
like all that with Tower of Terror. My kids liked it at first, but see, in the old days, it only did one drop before they did the yo-yo thing and stuff, and
Oh,
they
right.
made it better with the
And
repeated
then they
drop.
did the yo-yo, but it was you. If you wrote it, you kind of knew what it was going to do, right? And then
Right.
they randomized it.
Yeah, they
So,
randomized it. So
I
yeah.
had the yo-yo. I did it twice, and it was the same yo-yo twice. It was almost as horrible the second time, but
Yeah.
at least when you know something going in makes a big difference. But then you also get to appreciate all the other stuff leading up to it, the artistry in it. Like
Yeah.
the old Haunted Mansion used to be. I remember the unedited Haunted Mansion. Both I saw the one in Orlando, but the one I went
mhm.
to most was in Los Angeles. But then they started cutting parts out.
Yeah.
I don't like
Yeah.
censorship of stories, but we'll
Uh,
stay positive. But
yeah.
like the Paul Frees actually did the host ghost voice, and he's just he does wonderful voiceovers and a lot of stuff
Mhm.
we've seen over the years in television and movies. And but I don't want to drag this out too much.
Yeah.
We were talking about people being crazy with ironing boards dropping
Yes.
3 miles out of the sky.
Well, I will say the last roller coaster I did was when I did grad night.
Hmm.
Oh boy, that's a
Um,
long time ago.
and and it wasn't even a bad one. It was the Thunder Mountain one.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
And I will just say that they were we were when they did it, it wasn't closed. It was kind of like the in between. So they
Okay.
were, regular guests. They were not just graduates.
Hmm.
This poor man from another country learned an entire new aspect of the English language that day.
That's
And
pretty
I
cool.
felt like I really wanted to go and apologize, you know,
Hmm.
for our country because of how bad it was. But I, I did do it, and I never want to do it again. So,
I love coasters. I
oh,
especially love the giant versions of the 1950s and 30s rickety wooden coasters,
oh
the
no,
classic slopes. Those ones I love most. I like having my ass come out of the seat. I just want to have a nice brace bar or, seatbelt
yes,
or something.
yeah, no.
Exactly. So all right. Well, let's go ahead. We'll go down. We got 10 more.
Okay,
Um,
sorry.
so no problem. Let's see. All right. So this is a squirrel chasing moment. We moved from football to even more stuff. So
Okay,
all right. Extreme Iron. We saw that
honey,
Goffel
you'd have wrinkled
Goffelhang
clothes. Gospel.
Goffelhang Goffelhangen. It's actually this is where I wish Mr. Angel was here. It's a sport from Netherlands. It's a test of strength and endurance. As its name suggests, Goffelhangen, from the Dutch words of Goffel meaning pitchfork and Hangen meaning to hang, simply involves hanging on a pitchfork longer than your opponent.
Hmm.
Oh,
Apparently, it's played in the southernmost Limburg province of the country. Isn't all that different than American kids hanging from pull-up bars or door frames. But the
it's
Hmm.
pitchfork's a bit odd.
it's kind of like the presidential when you were in school. You get that presidential award, and boys have to do push-ups, and the girls have to, chin up and then hang for
Oh
so
yeah.
long. Yeah.
Oh, there's worse than that. I had friends in America, and we had to do this occasionally in Australia too, where part of the testing process was climbing up a 30-foot rope and
Yeah.
touching your hand on the top of the roof as the ceiling, and then climbing down. And that was a stupid idea. I'm not
Yeah.
politically correct, but that's a stupid idea,
Yeah.
especially for the chubby kids with
Yeah.
like low upper body strength. I
Yep.
mean, begging for a lawsuit. I'm just
I
saying.
just look at him and go, no.
That
I said, put an F there now. Just put
Yeah,
an
put
F.
an F there. My
I
mummy
don't care.
gave me a note. I have a
No,
note from my mummy.
I don't even have a note. Just
Mummy,
no. F.
mummy.
F.
All right,
I will take PE in summer school. Just give me an F now.
Mm,
there you go. Even though it's hotter. All right.
I don't
Well,
care.
we'll,
It's shorter.
we'll go to the next one. 3 is ostrich racing.
I've heard of ostrich racing.
oh, that's like emu racing. Oh
Yeah.
dear.
Yeah, horse racing is a common sport, but ostrich racing, large flightless birds native to
Mm.
Africa can run up to 43 miles an hour, making the fastest birds on land. Much like horse racing, a jockey puts the saddle reins on the ostrich, rides it around a track. The sport may have originated in South Africa, though some say it goes all the way back to ancient Egypt. Today, races are held in South Africa and parts of the American South, West, and Midwest.
Our
We've had them
ostrich is
here.
a little
Oh, wait a
temperamental.
second. Masters is correcting me here with something here. Let's see. Golfel hanging. Golfel hanging. Golfel hanging.
Gauferhagen. Gauferhagen.
Golfer hanging.
Gofelhagen?
Golfel hanging. Is that right?
Gauferhagen.
I don't know.
Goofel hanging.
That's probably closer.
Goofel
Yeah.
hanging.
Gauferhagen? Gaufer? It's hard because sometimes when
Yeah.
with the
Gauferhagen.
cold country languages add that O next to the E, it's kind of hard to anticipate what we're being required to do.
Gofelhagen.
But, hey, well, let's look here just a real quick. Let me pull that comment down real quick. Let's see. Just a little bit of the video here. This is how funny it looks. It's just like it kills me. Them on a horse race track, just all the dirt just wide open, just running like that. It's like,
Are ostriches temperamental?
oh, the one jockey took a dive. What's that?
Uh-oh.
Are ostriches temperamental? Is that what you asked?
They can
Yeah.
be. We have ostrich farms here. I don't know why we bothered to do that, considering we have emus, which are a more ornery ostrich. I mean, well, maybe that's it. Maybe because they're not as ornery, we imported them. But we've had some ostrich racing here in Australia. We tried emu racing. It happens sometimes. Well, like I said, ornery animals.
Yeah.
Ornery.
Hey, you had
Not
a
as
war
bad as
with
the
emus too.
cassowaries.
You had a war with emus too, but
that's just that FNT stuff. We're not going to go there.
I know. But
Bloody
actually,
sad.
my oldest told me about that many years ago. Like that
Mm.
somebody made a YouTube video of it. So, all right. So hey, it gets better from here. We got cheese rolling.
Oh,
I
okay.
have heard of cheese rolling.
Well,
I'm down
I
with
don't
cheese
see
rolling.
I don't see the cheese though, because when I showed this
Do
earlier,
they roll it down a hill?
yeah, well, it says that you enter roll down a grassy hill. This may be one of the weird sports add. Cheese rolling likely dates back to the 15th century. It's a competition unique to Gloucester, England. A round of double Gloucester cheeses roll down a hill, and competitors roll down after it. The first person across the finish line at the bottom wins the cheese. Now, what I saw was, I never saw. Let's see. Let's get the. I'm going to go back a little bit. So
See, this should be a two-part game where one person rolls it, and you see how well they can roll it, like bowling balls, where they can.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. They say roll a cheese, but I didn't see cheese rolling. There's
If
just
it's a big disc of, well, I don't even understand this. I don't
I
see
think the
cheese in this
cheese
clip.
rolls down first and then they roll down after. I don't know.
Okay, all right.
I don't know.
But I don't see cheese rolling at that point right there. There's
Maybe
just,
it's small cheese. Maybe
You
it's
got-
block cheese.
Oh,
and
you
it
mean
just
like those
doesn't roll
baby
well.
bells, like those
Yes.
baby bell cheeses?
Yes,
but
yes, the
see
little
what-
baby bell cheeses. that
I'm
roll
wondering
down.
if there's somebody wearing something like a suit that's a. I like the guys down here catching everybody. It's like the finish line down here.
Man, you should just let them go.
I know.
There should be
Just let 'em
water
keep
at the
going.
bottom.
Hey Jeremy,
Wis-
good to see you.
In
Hey,
Wisconsin, they could change the game, and it could be cheese head rolling.
Cheese.
Well,
head,
look,
exactly.
where's Lisa? When you talk about Wisconsin, you got Lisa for that, and you got Squeaker for cheese. It's like, where's our friends? You know,
Now, but poor
you know,
Squeaka's like allergic to all these wonderful cheeses.
I
and-
know that.
the blue, the moldy ones, yeah. So all I
said
can think of, yeah,
Go ahead. She said it could nix her if she ate
yes,
some.
yes,
Yeah.
the moldy ones, the blue cheese, anything with the
That's
mold, yeah.
crazy.
Mm.
I'm trying
I'm
to
so
figure out
glad
where
that
the
I don't have that.
anyway.
Well, we can't
Anyway,
see the cheese.
but
We
that's
just
it.
got to imagine it's
Yeah.
there.
Well, here's another one
Next
called kabaddi, and it's a contact sport, a mix between tag and wrestling. You hold while holding your breath.
Oh.
Is popular in South Asia. Is invented in ancient India. So the game consists of two teams who take turns crossing the opponent's side of the court and touching as many of the opposing players as possible before taking a breath or being wrestled to the ground. There's several regional variations of kabaddi, both within India and in nearby countries, some of which have entirely different names. The name kabaddi comes from the Tamil word kai pidi, meaning hold hands.
That's very
So-
interesting.
So this
I like
one,
that.
let's Let me
Well,
make
Oh,
sure.
and Master's is pointing out that some of us were correct, that actually it is rolling the wheel of cheese and like curling, it's about distance and
no.
time.
Oh, you need to know. You need to roll like a
Right.
cheese wheel.
Wait,
Mm.
oh, okay. I
And the more
see.
circular you run down, the more points you get.
Yep. Okay.
And you
All right.
earn points for. Oh, that's just stupid. I'm
Yeah, you
sorry.
roll like
Misses.
I mean,
That's village stupid.
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. I did not mean to offend our international friends. And I know
Wow.
we have stupid sports here in this country that you are more than happy to say they're stupid too.
Yep.
Yes, I give you.
Yep.
You don't even
There
need
you
my
go.
permission.
All right. Well, hey, let's see. Let's look at a little bit of this thing here, right here. It's like, and thank you, Mrs. And thank you, Hungry, for coming in and doing something a little different. And
Oh, my pleasure.
Especially on the spur of the moment.
I got a historical weird sport anecdote for the end of this, which will.
This
share
looks
at the
like
very
Dodge.
end.
Look, Mrs. This looks like how they lined up for dodgeball in a way.
Yeah.
No problem.
You
And
know,
they
Yeah,
all hold hands and they have to try to knock
Oh.
people off of the hands. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I will see in a second. Village stupid. Who said that? You,
I
Mrs.
did.
Hungry.
Or, hey,
Hungry.
okay, we got 7 people with us tonight. Thank you for being here tonight.
Castle.
Village stupid. Yeah. Castle's the resident guy taking notes, quoting everybody for later down the road. So
That's great. Well, maybe they'll catch on. That'd be great. Like
Yes.
village stupid.
All right.
That'd
So
be
they-
fantastic.
So okay.
so it's all Ponga of the week. Okay, let's see.
Village stupid and killer clowns clever.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. Yes.
I'm trying to see what the. Okay, so it looks like they're trying to.
So there's one. So there's one guy. There's one person. Okay, just can you play it so we can?
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of
just
see it?
well keep talking over it, so I'm trying to
I know.
pause
So
it periodically.
there's one guy.
So
he's trying to do something.
I think he's trying to touch them because they take turns crossing the opponent's side, touching as many of the opponent's players as possible before. He's got to do it while holding the breath. If he exhales, his turn's over, or if he gets rested to the ground. That's what it is. Do you see it
so
now?
you do really have to hold your breath.
Yeah, you
and,
do.
play
You see that now, Hungry Boy?
Oh wow! So it's kind of like that game
That's
Snake.
impressive.
That Snake game where you hold hands and you kind of try to do something with that, and then tag, but then you have to hold your breath. Wow.
That's putting a whole new challenge on it. I used to be able to hold my breath well, but I mean then, but I mean
But
that
you
is
see right
just-
there, he's going
Ooh,
after
the
them.
movement. The movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's
So
cool.
he's-
I like that. Oh.
And then I think that's at the point he's excelled.
Okay, that's
Is
cool.
interesting. That is interesting.
Okay.
And I wonder if you're hungry. Here says Castle now has a new word to use at work. I'm using village stupid at work.
Go for it, man.
Master said I will use it right away. My taco guy takes hours to.
Well, see what you could do. You could go, oh, that's just so village, but don't
Yeah.
say stupid, and then you won't get in trouble by
That's right.
being mean.
That's
you
right.
just go, "Ah," and they go, well, what's that mean? You go, oh, it's just you haven't heard that new phrase.
Yep.
Look it
That's-
up.
It's too crazy.
Okay, what's the next one? I'm
All right, we
excited now.
got
These
this,
are kind
we
of
got
very
this.
weird.
Okay. Well, the next one's normal hot dog eating contest.
Oh yeah.
Basically you try to eat all the hot dogs. July 4th has a big thing up at Coney Island with the Nathan's hot
But
dogs.
you have to eat the buns too, and that's
Yes.
the hard part.
Like I said, often dipping them in liquid to make them go down quicker.
Yeah.
Joey Chestnut in 2021 won it for the 14th time, eating 76 hot dogs and buns, beating his own world record of 75
And how long?
in 10 minutes.
Oh my gosh, that just makes me want to throw
Yuck.
up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Master
I'm on the
Chief.
missus side.
Some of these people, you look at them and you think they would be these big people.
No.
They're not. I mean, there's this one girl that did competitive eating, and she
Mhm.
was like 80 pounds. And man, she was a champion, and she could just shove. Oh my gosh, it just.
I only saw competitive eating once, and the guy that won looked like Egon from Ghostbusters.
No, gosh. Yeah, they
Yeah.
do. I mean, these guys are not big. They're not heavy or anything like that. We knew of a person that knew Their son was in some of these competitions. They
Yeah.
do crystal hamburgers. They do cheese sticks. They eat anything
Mm.
competitively. It's almost like that remake of Rat Race with John Cleese recently. A few years ago, they where they bet on everything. Well, they'll eat about anything in a time competition. Hey,
Yeah.
Master
So they-
said, you come in late, the food is cold, you want a tip? That is village stupid.
Nice one, MMM.
Yeah.
Nice one. But I mean, do
Exactly.
these people are they obliged to digest the food afterwards, or are they?
Yeah,
You have to keep eating.
You cannot. There's a time limit at the end.
Oh,
You have so many minutes. You cannot. If there are people that are watching them, and if like you're eating a hot dog, and if you kind of like regurgitate a little bit of it, you're out.
right.
It
So they
is.
can't at the end of the
They can't throw up.
competition. They can't do the Hollywood starlet thing.
No,
Okay.
I think they have so
I
many
think once
minutes.
it's over, they can. But when they're
No,
eating
some
that
of
last
them,
one
they're-
and the clock winds, they have got to keep it down. They cannot.
Yeah, and
have anything
sometimes
come
there's so many minutes after that you can't.
Oh, and they got like she said, there's people all the they got like 500 people that are judges watching. So
Yeah, it's
They got-
crazy. And they do, and if there's a contestant, they'll slow mo and watch, and if it looks like you didn't keep your food down, you're out.
No.
It's crazy.
Well,
Because
number
there's
s-
a lot of money involved in
yeah,
competitive
it
eating.
is. Well, number 7 is underwater hockey. Hockey is a glove game. Here's your hockey, Canadian Spider-Man. But you basically move the weighted puck with a short one-handed stick, try to get it into metal goal tray. The British Navy invented the sport in the 1950s to keep their divers agile underwater, but now it's played around the world.
That's very interesting. Yeah, I mean, I can see that being important for like World War II rubber suit soldier training.
Yeah.
Definitely. I don't know what the British refer to it as, their underwater Marine Corps, but they did do a lot of training for that. So yeah, I support this. I endorse this sport.
Yes. I just did something weird on my computer.
We got another one. This is the one that Castle cringed at earlier. That Hakape. I'm
That
guessing I'm
sounds
saying it right.
exotic.
It's
That sounds
a
good.
Latin American. It's the only Latin American sport on the list. It's a dangerous race indigenous to Chile's Easter Island. Young people, usually under the age of 20, wearing only a loincloth, race down the side of a volcano in a sled made from 2 banana tree trunks.
Oh hell no!
Participants
no.
often reach speeds of nearly 50 miles an hour as they crank down a steep hill, which can sometimes lead to serious injuries. The winner is the sledder who manages to travel the farthest distance from the launch point. Hakape dates back to ancient times when it served as a test of the youth to see if they were mature and courageous enough for adulthood.
So if you made it down and you weren't singing soprano at the end, that's
Right.
good.
Well, also, I mean, when you're looking at a volcano, because we got a lot of volcanic stuff here from way back when.
Howdy,
way
Zachariah.
back.
Let me
Hello,
see real quick.
Zachariah.
Zachariah, how are you doing? You come in
Hello.
where we're actually on the downside of our stream that started earlier about NFL football and college football, but we came across 11 world weirdest sports, so we're trying to finish up here with this. But because I brought the Misses and Hungry Boy on, I hope you enjoy some of these weird sports that we got here. It's hilarious.
Well, I mean, that volcano thing really messes me up because we have a lot of basalt here, and volcanoes are basically made out of basalt, or at least, once they cooled off, and that stuff is sharp. I mean, that's a cheese grater.
I was going to ask if it was rough.
Yeah.
It's got to be, but that's just messed up. I mean, going on a sled down basalt? I mean, credit to the courage, but no to the crazy.
There's some things you do crazy, but damn it, Jim, there's a limit to what there's a limit to what one man can do. Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a. Oh, that's right, I'll get on it. One of my greatest Beavis Butthead's lines. So that egg. All right. Well, I don't want to play the video because I have no clue what it looks like. So it sounds bad enough it says, but hey, we got a cute one called dog surfing.
Oh, okay.
This is where I wish our friend Daisy was around tonight. I know she's busy with stuff because they talk about this. It also belongs on Cute Sports. They said that there's activities believed to date back as far as 1920s California and Hawaii. But dog surfing as a competition didn't begin until 2006. And this one I want to ask her about the Bay Area. The World's Dog Surfing Championships are held annually in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Of course.
Participating pooches are grouped according to size and whether they're solo surfers, tandem dogs, or
Oh,
tandem
wow.
human dog. Wow.
I'm actually surprised that it's San Francisco and not Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz is a surfing town.
Yeah.
And San Francisco, I live in San Francisco a little bit. The waves are not that great there unless you go up a little north of San Francisco. So maybe they mean the San Francisco Bay Area versus like the San Francisco specific area.
Yeah, but
But
they're
the water is
dogs.
so cold.
You
The
don't
water's so
want you
cold.
don't want big oh, yuck. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I did something with resin today. I fixed a crack in
Mm.
my windshield, and there's a little bit
Ooh.
on my finger, and I didn't realize it, and I put it in my mouth. Ugh,
No.
yuck. That's
Oh
nasty.
gosh. Oh, eating resin. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like just I'll play a little bit of this.
I can't really do
Nice
the
one,
song.
Mrs.
Yes.
Look at that.
Oh my gosh, they're like adorable.
Yeah, it's really.
We have a
really
lot of
cute.
surfing dogs here, as you can imagine. A lot of surfing. I've actually seen surfing dogs in my town.
I've
But
seen
you know
kids-
what?
I've
You
seen
never
dogs.
see a surfing chihuahua or a poodle.
No,
But you see
don't.
you do see like
There we go.
collies and
The
herding
bigger-
dogs.
The water dogs, kind of, yeah.
It is cute.
But skateboarding, I've seen dogs skateboarding.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
cute dog. Look at that.
They're adorable.
So I wonder how you judge the winner of these, though.
Oh, because whoever pays you the most money.
Oh, Buddy,
Paola,
Buddy,
yes.
Buddy has an answer though for you, Hungry. Buddy says the waves are too high and deep undertow in Santa Cruz for pets.
Oh,
Yeah.
excellent. Thank you, buddy. Thank
that's-
you.
I was
Yeah, I
wondering if
forgot
that-
about the undertow. Undertows will bloody kill you. They're almost
Yep.
as bad as riptides.
Yeah.
We got
Oh,
plenty
I
of-
got. Yeah, I don't like
so.
them.
But yeah, okay. Hey, number 10. This is the one that I really brought the missus on first, but you gotta love this one. This is none. I think of our friend Mr. Angel too with this one, but you're gonna love this one. You ready, Hungry?
Oh, yeah.
Oil wrestling. Okay.
Oh, that goes back thousands of years.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Oh, then you've heard of this.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. The final two entries on the list of take contact sport to a whole new level. When it comes to oil wrestling, weird is not the right word to use. It's Turkey's national sport.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an annual oil wrestling festival that's been held there since 1346. The sport dates back to 1065 BC. Compared even to other forms of wrestling, though, oil wrestling stands out. Participants only wear a pair of heavy leather pants called a kispet and are doused in slippery olive oil before wrestling until one person's belly button faces the sky, which makes him the loser.
Right. And
This is-
oil, especially olive oil on leather pants. And I wore leather pants for about 5 years back in California when I wanted to get with the ladies. But the thing is, that yeah, seriously, the oil on leather pants is really slippery. So, I mean, it's a well-constructed, well-designed sport. And it's really competitive, physically competitive. But I mean, I've seen videos of this and it's not aggro. It's not nasty, it's incredibly masculine, but there's nothing like.
But I do like how they say that they can. What is it that they can?
One technique used in the sport. This is where I freaked out and had to tell the missus to come on because I lost my shit with this one. One technique used in the sport is for wrestlers to put their hand down their opponent's kispet.
Oh yeah,
to try to get control of their body. I'm like, that could go
Well,
in several different directions.
That's what I was saying. If you want them to flip over, I'm just saying that will get someone to turn really fast. Maybe.
I understand that. The other thing that's freaky though is like sometimes you'll have somebody, and you see this in WWF stuff, where they'll put their hands underneath the opponent's legs, right?
Mhm.
And then they'll put another arm underneath the armpit, and they'll lift them over their heads, flip them over, and slam them on the ground.
Yeah.
And I mean, these guys do not have a professional wrestling setup here, so
Yes.
that's gonna hurt when you hit that soil. That's gonna hurt.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, absolutely, because it doesn't. Yeah.
That
But
is
interesting,
crazy.
very interesting. I'm curious what number one is because I know a sport. If
Ah.
it's not on here, I'm going to
Okay.
complain.
Well, number 11, the last one on this list is called ferret legging.
No, there's one that's even.
Ferret legging. Well, let's see what this says, and then calling a sport weird is, of course, subjective, but this has got to be one of the weirdest sports in the world. Ferret legging, which originated in the United Kingdom. Thank you, Britain. This is why I wish Daisy was with us. Our British friends involves contestants trying tying their pants legs at the bottom, dropping
Mm.
2 ferrets down their pants from the top, and then tightening the belt so the ferrets can't get out.
That
Oh,
just sounds so
I'm like,
wrong.
oh my
Poor
gosh, that's
ferret.
probably, I know.
This sounds like some.
Ferrets have no.
I know.
Poor
This
ferret.
sounds like an unholy baby of Tumblr and TikTok. Is what it
Yes,
sounds
it
like.
probably does.
Yeah.
Whichever contestant lasts the longest wins. Some other fan rules. 1, no underwear is allowed. You gotta
Oh,
go
God,
commando.
no. I'm tapping out. I'm tapping out right now.
Yeah.
Tapping out.
Participants must be sober. The ferrets cannot have their teeth filed.
Oh,
And
great.
men likely to have kids have to get written permission to participate from their significant other.
And imagine the claw marks, because ferret claws are very sharp. So imagine like putting a cat down
Mhm.
there, you know, on
Yeah.
the, what the scratches
gosh.
on the legs must be horrible after this event.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, the record for the sport stands out 5 hours and 30 minutes, set by a
Whoa.
67-year-old teacher, retired teacher in 2010.
I'm going to make the missus laugh here and say, I
Yeah.
really hope this sport was not invented before antibiotics were invented.
I know.
Exactly.
Is that
Well, I will say, for in the animal's defense, that they say that if you think it's animal cruelty or something, you're not alone. But PETA and the UK's National Ferret School have strongly criticized the sport. But why the hell would you even do that?
because
It's
you're
just-
stupid?
It's
Village stupid.
Yes. Okay. Wait. I've got one. I've got one to share.
Our buddy
No,
says stupid human tricks.
this one
Yeah.
should be. This one should be.
All right.
This one should be on the list, and it's not. Maybe it's not international. I think it is international. But it is slap fighting. Have you ever seen
Oh,
slap fighting?
that is messed up. That is
that is
messed up stuff.
Can I put this on to show? These are some of the. Can I show it, Dadman?
Probably so. I would think so. I mean, here.
Basically, they just.
Yeah, you just gotta. Yeah, we gotta talk over it and cut it in about 7 seconds.
Okay,
first.
so
Yeah.
I'll just flip it. So this guy,
Yeah.
look at this. This is going to be crazy. This is going to
Yeah.
be crazy. Look
We-
at these guys. Oh my gosh! Come on.
We can
slap
pause
'em.
it. We can pause
Okay.
it. There you go.
Okay.
Look, this is just brain damage waiting to happen.
Oh my gosh! And
Yes.
some of them
by the
are
way,
bleeding
hold on
and
1 second.
everything.
1 second. Let me see here. Let me see.
This one should have been.
This is
on
my
there.
best. This is my best disclaimer. Images shown discussed are only for informational and discussing purposes.
Mhm.
Nothing is intended to promote the sale or purchase of any items or damage to other people, especially
don't
those
do
under the age
this.
of 18. Please don't do
Please
this.
don't do this ever,
Yes.
ever. It's
Ever.
not cool. It's stupid. These people are stupid. I am sorry. They're dumb.
I don't care how much the money is. You can't spend it if you're basically only able
Yeah.
to say die for the rest
Okay.
of your life, you know? I mean, seriously,
Yeah.
concussion and brain damage is a serious damn thing.
Yeah. And it's in
Okay,
and football.
you're-
We talk a lot of football. It really is.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Come on, they're good. So here, come on. I want to see some slaps.
So
Okay,
you know
they
why
got
this
a-
sport started? You know why this sport started? None of these dumbasses grew up with Muhammad Ali and then
Oh my
like,
gosh.
Oh.
Oh. Okay, we don't have to show anymore.
Oh,
But
yeah.
that
No, and
is-
I've seen the rest of this clip, and
Yeah.
you know, there's a chunky chick from Berkeley or San Fran, if you know what I mean,
uh-huh.
who's very muscular, you know, who Ellen would turn down, speaking in code, and she went up against one of these big boys with the beards, and this was not a wise idea. I mean, she
No.
went down like a sack of potatoes when gravity was increased by some science fiction machine. And I'm like, dude, I know you're stupid for trying this, but darling, don't do it again. Don't ever
Yeah.
do this again. And I was hoping to see like a paramedic run on stage or something.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
They just lifted her up and she tried to do it again. Then she fell over.
Yeah.
And I hope she's all right. But
Yeah.
oh,
Hey, Snorter Poopus. Good to see
hello,
you.
Snorty. Hello.
But anyway, to me, that should have been on the list.
That should.
That should have been.
Now, because we talk about horror movies once or twice on an occasion, can
Mhm.
I share one of the weirdest sports? And a Canadian Spidey, if he's still with us, he might know about this.
Absolutely.
There was an early version of hockey, and originally the first hockey was played on grass, not ice. So
Okay.
you have various versions of grass hockey in different areas of the world. Now in Ireland, which used to be a very savage, passionate, over-the-top pagan culture, right, before around
Hmm.
440
Uh-huh.
AD, they played a version of hockey with clubs, not hockey sticks, but clubs. And the thing is, the ball was actually always the head of a tribe, someone from a tribe that you fought against.
Oh my
And
goodness.
yeah, so you played with a head that had been boiled in lye and other things to
Uh-huh.
make it hardened and mummified.
Oh,
And so you were knocking around the head of somebody else
Oh
on a
my
field,
gosh.
and it also involved tackling on top of everything else. So you got it was like rugby plus hockey plus a decapitated head. And I thought,
Oh
okay,
my
this is why
gosh.
you don't mess with the Irish. You know?
No, no.
oh, wow. So,
A
wow.
bit
It's
Let's,
crazy.
messed up, but it's
y'all,
That
interesting.
is
yeah,
that
y'all
is
keep talking. I need to check something real quick. Y'all keep
that is
talking.
crazy. Yeah. Yeah, see,
Oh,
yeah, if they were alive today, they would do slap fighting.
yeah, that's right.
Oh my
That's right. They
gosh.
would. And
But
they
you
can,
you said they've got the mouth guards in their mouth so they
hmm,
don't bite their tongue, I
Oh,
guess. They got cotton in their ears so their eardrums don't rupture. No.
oh,
No. What the hell is wrong with these people?
oh,
yeah, but
oh,
Buddy's
wow.
correct. Buddy brings up hurling or hurley, the original version, which is a loose translation from the Gaelic pronunciation. Because I mean, the Irish they didn't have a written form of language except for Ogham until like around 600 AD or 700 AD. So it was all phonetic. So we have hurley and then shinty, which is based off the Scotch Gaelic. And that's great. Thank you for adding that, buddy. I really
Yeah.
appreciate that. But you know, whether it doesn't matter where the Gaelic blood comes from, whether it's Scotland or Ireland. You go back far enough, it's a horror movie every day,
Oh yeah.
every single day.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
Killer
Yeah.
Celts from outer space.
Yeah.
hey, Mrs. Since I've got you there, listen, I'm going to put something in the private chat for you too. I want y'all to look at
Okay.
real quick.
Okay,
But I
all
think
right.
y'all being here for 6, send it out to your neighbors and stuff. Um, so,
Hurley
um,
kind of looks like kind of a lacrosse and um and field
And a head.
hockey.
Yes, it's a savage sport, and there are some places in the world that still play it, but they
Well,
don't do it.
when they do the story history of hurling, they
Hmm.
don't mention the decapitated head.
no, they
Ireland
don't.
doesn't. I'll be honest. I was in Ireland in the '90s, and to this they do not like bringing up their pagan past. They really don't, because it will kick ass on the Vikings, etc. And there's a reason why the Vikings went and tried to take over a whole bunch of places. They got to Dublin, all right. They got to Dublin, and
Mhm.
a lot of Dublin is Viking. But you know, they get to the outer areas of Ireland, and the Vikings themselves were, I'm out. I'm out. No, too weird, too strange, too nightmarish. And the Romans actually created, when they came once to try to take over Ireland, and it was so misty and so scary, and the Irish were doing so many messed up tricks on them, that's where the term beyond the pale comes from, because the
Uh,
pale was a reference to fog and the Irish mists that the magicians and the bards would raise up to confuse invaders. And then they would do weird sound effects and mimicking of animals and paranormal critters to keep the Romans up all night. So the Romans were totally used to this highly regimented form of war and conquest, and the Irish were just, no, we're like night gallery mixed with running gun guerrilla fighters. They had, you know, it was very different to the Irish back then. And the Romans basically went away and said, you can have your bogland. We don't care. It's too cold. Can't grow tomatoes there. We don't
those
need this.
tomatoes, those poisonous plants.
The poisonous things.
Didn't they used to think they were poison?
No, yeah. I mean, a lot of people did. I mean,
Yeah.
we didn't have real tomato culture here in Australia until around 1954, when we had a whole influx of Italians coming in on the tail end of World War II. You know, that's the only good thing about World War II in Australia, is we got real food here after that.
Mm.
We used to be basically steak and eggs for breakfast. That was a classic.
Oh,
No
Well, that's
vegetables
all.
at all.
Exactly. That's the way it should be.
Damn it.
Exactly. Exactly. Hey, we're gonna take a moment because I got some news and stuff because normally
Mm,
around I stop by 8 and stuff, but because of you know I do things in terms of my schedule and random but there's some
mm.
flexibility to keep going tonight. Hungry, you
I
can
hear
stay
you.
as long as you want or whatever, but this is normally not a time frame I get to broadcast in, but. With people here, I mean, I don't mind doing it as long as you guys want to hang with me a little bit. We'll squirrel it together. But you remember, Hungry? We talked about a new late night uh, show to replace the title of the Chill Chat,
Mm. Yes.
in kind of a late night format.
Yes.
Well, here the Missus has been working on a thumbnail for us. You want to see it?
I would love to see it.
All right, Mrs. Go ahead and unveil it.
Oh,
And
it's right here. Oh, well, you can add it, can't you?
well, you did the job, so I just thought you
Da
would.
da da da. That's
I
it.
love that. That's so cute.
That's so cute. I wanted to have him like sitting on a moon, like a quarter crescent moon or something, but
Yep.
he doesn't have his whole body, and I
Yeah.
didn't, and so it was just I couldn't do it.
This is a joke. I'm making a joke. This is not a real suggestion. It's a joke suggestion. The only thing I would change is lowering Dadman's arm a little bit and having a squirrel in it for the squirreling.
Yeah, yes, squirrel, squirrel. Yes, maybe,
I love.
maybe we'll do that.
You don't have to. I love it as is. I love it as is. But we gotta keep the
I was trying to
squirrel
think of a
motif.
little title like um, I tried to think of like a little subtitle thing, but it's like we talk about we'll talk about movies, and we'll put it
Mm.
then just go squirrel. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
exactly. And we'll just jump around like a little squirrel, jumping from tree branch to tree branch.
oh
That's
yeah,
like, I mean, it's like the other night when Dadman and I were talking, we went through so many topics, and eventually, it does come back to Buck Rogers every so
Mhm.
often. Uh,
Yeah, it
and so
does.
there's, like if I ever meet a squirrel where I live now, which is unlikely because they're not like creatures that like to live in the heat and humidity where I live, but I'm gonna name it Wilma for Wilma Deering from Buck
Yes. All
Rogers.
right. All right.
yes, yes.
Exactly.
I love Wilma. I mean, it wasn't just for the male reasons. You know what I mean, Mrs. I mean,
Hmm.
she was just a great character, and Erin Gray is a fantastic actress, and she's very, very nice to the fans at every
Yeah.
convention she goes to.
Well,
And
people say, "Oh yeah, well they just do that because they have to." I disagree because
right,
because I have seen some that I mean they're not nice, but they're there to get a paycheck.
right,
And there's some there that are amazing.
yes,
And not just to us, but you see them with the fans. When we one time went to the Star Wars thing down in Orlando, the convention that they had, and
mm.
the year we went 2 years in a row, it was in Orlando 2 years in a row. And the first year, um, it was Was it Anthony Daniels was walking around the floor?
Oh,
Dad
I
man,
love him. Yeah, he's great.
Dad
Yeah.
man.
Which one? I
It
was
was Anthony Daniels that we got with the oldest.
yes. The
Yeah,
convention
yeah.
celebration. Yes,
He
celebration.
was just walking around the convention floor, and and Dad Man had the oldest with him and said, "Can we take a picture?" So he's like, "Yeah, sure." So not grabbing everybody, just doing it because out of the kindness of his heart, because he was a paid there to get autographs, gives autographs. But he graciously, did the picture and everything. Well, then we went the next year. I had printed that picture for him to sign. It's the only time we've ever paid for anyone to
Hmm.
get a signature. And we waited in line. And as we're waiting, he would sign some, and then he would go up and down the line and just talk to people and say that thank you for waiting. I really appreciate it. And then he'd go back up and sign some more autographs. Just so kind. And then when we got up there, it was we had both kids with us, and we had with us a Build-A-Bear that had a C-3PO costume on, um, you know, outfit on, and he was getting ready to sign the picture that we had brought of him and our oldest, and the youngest was sitting leaning on the table, and he just goes, "Can you not lean on the table?" because his signature is gorgeous. And I understand why, because you can't mess up on an original photograph. And Aang got upset. And I'm like, it's okay. And he wasn't mean or anything. But he goes, come here, give me. And he took the C3PO bear
Hmm.
and he signed the bear. We didn't that he signed the bear also. And he was like, I'm so sorry I made you sad, but he gave Aang an autograph also. And
No,
he didn't
that's great.
have to do that. It just was, it upset him
Mm.
that he upset a child. And he really didn't do anything. But it just his heart was so kind,
Yes.
and you don't see that all the time.
Yeah.
And
We're
so it was,
blessed both at that and the Star Wars weekends to see a lot of
Mm.
very gracious actors. Folks, I have retweeted out, Cass, so if you can retweet, Jeremy, retweet since you're mods, Mrs. We have moved this from sports ball to chill chat for now
Mm.
with the same link. So we got Hungry Boy who's jumped on with me.
oh, we can
The
take this
Mr. here for
off.
a little bit. So, but I was wondering if Master's got his tacos yet. So
Mm.
Owner Masters, if you got your taco, let us know, or if you had to use his line. So we have come up with the new term, the village. It's village stupid.
Village stupid.
I mean, we've heard of restaurants called village inns, but geez, But
I
hey,
like Village
let us know
Stupid.
if you got your tacos, the master. And hey, Snort Poopas did say in here, genetic evidence shows
Yes.
that polar bears are descended from Irish brown bears that lived during the last ice age. They like playing with decapitated seal heads.
Okay, so we learned it from the bears. Thank you,
Yeah.
Snorty. I
Yes.
like that. If I have to learn it from somebody, I do not want to play with a decapitated head, but if I have to, I want that Ursoid connection, and I thank you for that.
I don't ever want to play with a decapitated head. I am
Neither do
sorry.
I.
Please, no, no, no,
I love killer clowns, but I don't want to be a killer clown.
no, 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 no. Please, no, no.
I don't want to turn people into jam and slurp it through a straw.
But I do like jam.
Oh,
If
jam
you
is
don't
wonderful.
tell me, just don't tell me what it is, I'd be fine. But if
I
you tell
hear
me
you.
what it is, I'd be like, no, 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 no.
Mm. I've always
Yeah.
been a jam versus a jelly guy too. I like the texture of jam better, and I like the content of the fruit better. And in America, you have a greater variety of berries than we have here. We're very
Hmm.
limited on berries. We're berry poppers.
You're
Berry
very
poppers.
poor. You're
Right.
very poor.
Berry poor. Yes, we're very poor on the
Or
berries.
yes,
Oh, I
exactly.
loved
So
on the West Coast. They had a great. I don't know if you guys ever tried them. They had a great berry called a Logan berry, and
I
go ahead.
I don't.
Go ahead, go ahead.
It is like this delicious combination between a blackberry and a boysenberry and a raspberry. It's got its own thing, and it's a little bit more tart, but they make it into these fantastic cobblers. And
Hmm.
I mean, pies are great, but cobblers. Ooh,
Oh yeah.
yes. Mm,
At the IKEA stores, I think they have is it Loganberry? The
Loganberry,
jam,
yes.
Dadman.
That'd be good.
Oh,
Yes.
What's
he's
that?
doing. At IKEA, isn't it Loganberry jam?
I might be.
We have some in the fridge.
Oh, we
It
Mm.
is.
do.
It's kind of a little tart and almost like a. I want to. I don't. I say bitter, but not in a bad way. I mean, it's
Oh,
like
I hear
real
you.
tart. Yeah. Mm.
I hear you. Mm.
Could do that with some toasted bread.
Oh, delicious. Yes.
Oh,
Or a crumpet or a
English muffin
toasted
would be good.
muffins.
English
Oh,
muffin would be good because it's got all those
yes.
little craters in it, and it all the butter
Yes.
fills in there, and then the jelly or the jam or whatever gets. Oh my gosh! I made some. Did I make straw? No, I didn't make. I was gonna think of making some strawberry jam
Mm.
because I had 8 gazillion things of strawberries, but I
Right.
was getting tired, so I just made. I
Mm.
made strawberry syrup and strawberry pie filling.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So,
Oh
but I
gosh.
put them in smaller containers
Mm.
because we don't necessarily make pies, but I like
Right.
it on top of,
All
uh, you know, pound cake,
right.
ice cream.
Pie
Oh,
crust is pretty hard too. I mean,
Yeah.
making a decent pie crust. Anyone who can do that at home with their own oven and
Mhm.
not have any fancy stuff that costs $3,000 to
Yeah.
have imported from Europe, I have my hats off to them, because the way that pie crust, the way my grandmom and her mother, my great
Mhm.
grandnana, used to be able to make pie crust. I mean, that is becoming a lost art. Doing it just, with simple means.
It's really hard because you got to have cold, like cold butter, and you got to keep
Yes.
all that stuff. And well, where we're at, it's hard. It's hard, and my hands are. I don't have cold
well,
hands, so I'd be having to stick my hands in ice all the time to
oh
keep it
my gosh.
cold. And so I will
Yeah.
say I already buy them pre-made, which they're not the best.
Mm.
That's why I'd rather
Well,
Mm.
eat
somehow
something
y'all
else.
got onto berries, so I decided to try to liven some things up and do
Oh
some funny
gosh.
berry memes.
Oh
Nice.
gosh. Oh
But I
no.
kind of took a little detour because
Oh
of
my gosh, is that who I think it is?
huh? Because
Howdy
Hungry
ho.
Boy loves that crap and respect my authority.
Yeah, I do.
Huh? Girl,
Oh
don't you
gosh.
smell like flowers?
Oh
Kellogg
no,
Dingleberries,
no,
they're crap.
Oh,
no.
oh yuck. Oh yuck. That's
Make it go
disgusting.
away. Make it
No,
go away.
no. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's horrible.
I was
That's what.
looking for berry memes. I got a berry meme, but I don't know if I should show it or not. So,
Is it a bad berry
Oh,
meme?
well, I can show y'all on the back side here real quick and see if y'all think we should get away with this one. So,
Oh, go
uh,
for it.
I'll go for it.
uh-oh.
So,
I want to try before I buy. Show it to me before before
okay,
we
if
put
you
it
can
up
see it in
there.
the screen back there, can you make
Okay.
it through like you did the last one?
It's a
Oh my
slow Australian
gosh.
internet. I
Okay,
can't see nothing.
that
Well,
looks.
what?
Go ahead, show it.
Go ahead,
Well,
show. Okay, we'll do it.
it
Okay,
was 18 plus, everybody. Okay, there.
exactly. All right, folks, this is just a crazy berry bean, but here you go.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, Barry, mine is bigger.
Oh my gosh, that's awful.
That is like, to use an American joke, that's like the Fruit of the Loom ad that never should have happened.
Oh
Yes, yes, exactly.
yes.
I
Well,
don't know
there
about
was
Dingle Ireland, but
actually when I was a kid, they had the Sears catalog.
Yeah.
Well, they had, I guess, one year they had they had the underwear ad stuff in there, and the underwear models, the men. Well,
Yes.
one was not. Let's just say he was all natural under his underwear,
Oh
and it was very
no.
obvious.
Mm.
My
So you
mom,
could tell
my
you could
my mom said that that catalog just flew off the shelf, and
Mm,
all the poor housewives were grabbing that
I
for
bet.
for the yes, like oh my gosh. So yeah,
Well, I
it
mean, that goes
happened.
back to the 70s, and you'll remember this, where everyone was wearing Speedos
Uh
for
huh.
male swimsuits.
yeah.
And in Australia, we refer to them as banana slings.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I
Well,
call them
yeah.
punching bags because one time we went to a
Punching
water park when
bags.
the kids were young, and it was like this guy stood at the perfect level, and it was like just like
The
yeah,
kid
just
turned
like
around and it's like,
I'm like,
hello. I said,
dang,
oh,
hello.
you have to teach anatomy a little sooner.
Yeah, it's like,
Mm.
geez, gosh, hey. But yeah, no, thanks for joining me tonight, guys. That's Snort of Poopa said live
Oh,
and uncut.
wait, I got one. I got a meme. I got as well. It's not really
Okay,
a meme, but it's
all right,
it's cute. It's
all
cute.
right. Okay, we
Is
like
Sort of
cute.
Poop is still here. Oh, good. Sort of. I almost left the
Banana
studio.
hammocks. Yes, banana hammocks. Excellent,
Okay.
Snorty.
Share screen. Share screen. Share screen. Share. Can it be made? I don't think I can make it bigger. But look,
Ah,
it's a strawberry. Isn't that cute, Snorter Poop is?
Oh, you up your top left with the O.
Oh wait, I know how to do it. Yeah, you're
You
right.
can zoom
Oh shoot, what did I just do? Oh
there
crap.
and then
I scared
zoom it
myself.
out.
I
Oh, that's
scared.
cute.
Is that so adorable?
that's beautiful.
It's a
Oh,
strawberry.
I like it.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay, that's
that
all.
is really neat. I saw some berries that were interesting, but not like that. But hey,
That one's cute.
that is kind of
That's
cute.
adorable.
So
That is adorable. Perfect word
yeah,
for it.
Okay, here's a question.
yeah.
If blueberries are purple, why don't we call them purple berries?
I have been asking myself that for 45 years. I don't, it makes no sense to me. No sense.
Yeah.
Except that there are some people where they look at a bluish purple and they only see blue. You know, it's not color blindness. It's just a little like variation of it. And a lot of people, they will see something purple and say that's a blue dress. And you know, being the art person, I will say no, no, it's deep Prussian violet. How dare you?
Right.
How dare
Right.
you?
Oh,
And then there's
oh,
a burgundy, and they say it's red. And it's like, no, burgundy is its own color. The missus knows.
Yes.
She works with color. Burgundy is the crossover between purple and crimson violet. So that's like a halfway point. And I have to admit, I get very persnickety over color. And somebody says, oh, that's an ugly orange. And I say, no, it is a slightly reddish burnt sienna with a little bit of yellow added. How dare you, sir? How dare you?
Yes.
Sienna. All I think of are vans, our Toyota vans. So uh,
And then
Yeah.
they say pumpkin orange. And you know, pumpkin orange, it is an orange, but it's got a little bit of that brown in it, you know, a little bit. And then ochre. And so I've had people look at an ochre, a classic ochre, and say, oh, it's orange. No, it's ochre. That is its own color designation. It's
Hmm.
not brown, it's not yellow, it's not orange. It's ochre. It's its own thing. Let it go. Let it go.
Yes.
Ugh.
There's one thing I do when we do the sports stuff is I do actually make sure that all the team colors are
Mm.
the actual um, the colors of the
Yeah, I've
team
seen that. I appreciate that. Oh,
because
that's good.
some of them they look really close. If you put them
Mm.
side by side, you can tell if they're far away. They kind of look like, oh well, that's just black or blue, dark blue. But they're not.
Mm.
They're just off a little bit. If they're side by side, you can see it. And I just find such satisfaction in doing it properly.
Yes.
mm,
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
And you know, also
and
with
the
television, sometimes midnight blue does not translate properly depending on your television and calibration of your
yeah,
television, you know? It was television. That was great. Now I'm an idiot, but
uh,
yeah. That's
village. I'm
well,
sorry.
it's super village.
I'm the village idiot. That's another pun. The village idiots. The village idiots are village stupid.
Yeah, I'm proud of it, man. Proud of it.
Mm. I'm just looking at Bucky's Crafting. Bucky's Crafting has an interesting thing here. I'm just
Oh
reading it.
wait,
Oh, Bucky's Crafting is here. Hey, Bucky's. Good to see you.
Hello, Bucky's.
there's also a factor of some words not being invented yet, like roses are red, violets are blue. They called violets blue instead of purple violet because they didn't have the word in that place yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good point. Excellent point.
Yes.
Yes, and Snorty brings up a good point too. The slightly green shade of ultraviolet, and then you know you have Prussian violet, Prussian blue, Prussian green. Then you've got in regards to the reds and the yellows, you got the cadmiums versus the arylide, and I'm just you know I, I am very glad we got to a point where we could make chemical variations of colors instead of using the highly poisonous pigments, the materials we ground down into dust and powder in order to make these paints, in order to make these dyes, because some of them were deadly. I mean, cadmium poison is no joke, and the missus is going to go, oh no, she probably knows about this, but the first original proper blues and proper violets were made with cobalt, like real
Oh,
Oh,
really?
wow.
cobalt. And the first real deep resonant red was cinnabar, which is another name for mercury. So you had mercury being used to create the original yellows, reds, and greens. And you can still get genuine hues with that, but you're supposed to wear plastic gloves when you paint with them. And
Uh-huh.
some people forget. And it's messed up. And cadmium poisoning can actually cause nerve damage in the fingertips. So it's like, yeah, that's counterintuitive. You want to make a great painting using cadmium paints, and then you lose the ability to feel in your fingertips, so you can't paint. Well, should have worn
Yeah.
gloves.
Yeah. Yeah, I have some they use they do a lot of resin work. I follow them and watch
Hmm.
them, and they use the gloves. No, it wasn't resin. It was a two-part clay that you had to mix together,
Oh, right, yes.
and they followed directions. It said, use the gloves while mixing,
Mm.
but they didn't say you had to use it when you were putting it on whatever
Mm.
modeling she was. Well, she did. Well, she now has epoxy poisoning allergy. She can't use it anymore. She's got to find a whole new clay to
Oh.
use. So yeah, it's a big deal. She says, so use your gloves.
Always use your gloves. And I mean, I even with like the best mixing paint in oil paint for blending, it's not that opaque, so you have to put other layers over it. But it's actually called flake white, and it is powdered lead, just like
Oh,
they used in Roman times. And you can smell it. You can actually smell it when you open the tube of paint.
oh
And I
wow.
did one painting with it, and I got so loopy. I thought, oh, I should listen to Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band now. And I never used the paint again, even though it was the most beautiful, luscious, delicious artist brushing onto canvas experience I ever had. It was perfect. The lead and the linseed oil just loved each other. Too bad it was trying to kill me. So
Right.
and Bucky's that's a great in joke there. So Bucky says, "Oh, come on, arsenic wasn't that bad." And
No, no.
but arsenic was used for
And there
viridian
you go.
green, which was the major green used in the 1800s and early up to the 1910s for
Don't.
wallpaper and clothing, etc. And viridian is a beautiful color. But arsenic is not a wonderful,
Yes.
gorgeous substance to have touching your body, and you can
Didn't
you can get it in through your skin,
yeah.
contact poisoning.
Didn't their early photography development? What did they use? What did they use something that was toxic?
Yes,
Oh,
yes, they did.
and I
So,
can't remember what it was, but yeah, it was not good. So
Buddy's being funny here.
yeah.
Pantone, man, I am still pissed off that I cannot get any Pantone markers anymore like they had in the 70s
Oh,
and 80s because that was the good stuff. The
I
Pantone
Yeah.
was
markers.
I was thinking of shampoo, Pantene. Pantene, not
Pantene.
Pantone.
The Pantone color system. So I
Yeah.
mean, you had Pantone markers, which were like an industry standard alongside Barrel Prismacolor. But the Barrel stuff, I apologize. I hope you don't mind, buddy. I hope you're not going to slam me for this. The Barrel Prismacolor markers, which were often used for a lot of Star Wars stuff and movie stuff and pre-production art, etc.,
Hmm.
conceptual art. They were superior because they actually created the best colored pencils in the world, and they would match the pencils exactly to their correspondent marker. So you could do the great color
Oh,
work over
yeah.
the markers. It was a brilliant system, but it became expensive, and people just wanted to buy cheaper crap made from a certain country we will not mention.
Yeah.
So the artistry, it was also massively, massively used in the fashion industry. But for me, I came into them because of the science fiction film and television stuff, using them for designs, costume designs, character designs, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yes.
Oh, I wish I had those pens again and they were
Yeah.
full. But they also, that's just the other thing. We switched to alcohol for the vehicle for the pigment and markers. They used to be xylene, which blended better, but xylene is incredibly toxic. And also, you can blow it up. So xylene is
Yeah.
incredibly flammable. Oh, I had like a
Yeah.
huge gallon can of xylene to reactivate the markers and blend the markers back in the 90s. And I had one friend come over and go, you probably don't want to see any law enforcement seeing you here drawing with that canister of xylene
Oh
present.
goodness. Oh goodness. Oh my. Well, listen, I'm so we had so much fun, but I did have a prior commitment and I have just received a phone call. So, but I do want to say a comment. talking about the makeups
Yeah.
that some of the stuff they used to put on their faces.
The coal. Yes.
Yeah,
The
but
coal.
just not even like in oh my gosh, like Elizabethan times and that. It just
Mm.
oh the white what it just was they
The
were
lead white. The
horrible.
Romans put
Yeah,
lead white on their face. It was horrible, and
yeah.
they dyed
And
and they powder their wigs with it, powdered
yeah,
lead, inhaling that stuff, and you had people using powdered cobalt to get blue for eyeshadow, etc. Oh, we were a
I wonder
crazy
why all these
species.
people went crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, really? No, I'm not. I'm being serious. I mean, you put all that poison in you, and man, and especially it's near your face and your
Mm.
skull and your brain and everything. It's all yeah. Wow.
Oh.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
Atwood's here. Hi, Atwood.
Let me actually do one thing for you though, real quick before we go. Hey, Atwood. So let me do something for you real quick. Let me bring up one meme. We're gonna pick on
Okay.
Southerners below the
And
Southern.
after this, I'm gonna have to
I
say
know
goodbye. Okay.
exactly, but hey, Hungry Boy loves us Southern men, don't you, Hungry Boy? Right?
I love Southern men and Southern women. I
Wait,
like the
wait. I
people
do have
below the
to.
Mason Dixon.
I got to
Yes.
show this. It was the humors. Yes, they were imbalanced. Yes.
Oh, that's very funny,
Yes.
Bucky's. That's very
Yes.
funny. That's a good Shakespearean joke. Thank
Yes.
you.
Okay. Now go ahead. Because
That's
I wanted
great.
to comment on that before I left. Yes.
Nice catch, Mrs. Nice
Yeah.
catch.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, here, listen to this. Here, we're gonna bring up some little Southern humor, some Southern memes.
Yeah.
Y'all ready? All right. See, if brains were gasoline, some folks couldn't run a piss ants go kart 2 laps around a Cheerio.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. How about that? That's a good one. Mrs. What do you think with
I
that one?
like that.
Yes.
So, but yeah. Well, I know you got to go. I've got
And,
hungry
and,
here.
and
Or
yes. And one from Snorter Poop is here. Matt
yeah.
Yes.
the Hatter. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I say, you put all that stuff up there, and then you had all these crazy people, and you wonder why.
Well, they'd use the mercury in the presses, and the thing is that mercury can be aerosolized. It can get in. It can get into the air, and then you can inhale it. And
Yeah.
inhaling it gets into your lungs. And as we know, unfortunately, due to cigarettes, that is the quickest way to get any substance into the brain is through
Yep.
the lungs. The
Yep.
quickest way. That's why we have. That's why when we have anesthetic in operations, sometimes it's injected, but a lot of times we have a mask over our face. Because that's the quickest way to get something happening. And oh
Yeah.
boy, mercury in the brain.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Hooray. On that note,
I love you, Mrs. Thank you for being here.
oh, thank you guys. I will see you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody in the chat. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh. Goodbye, Mrs. All right. And oh my gosh, hungry. I tell you what. I appreciate you being here tonight. We've kind of did a really definite impromptu stream tonight, and coming off the bench to use a good. Oh, by the way, Buddy says bye, Mrs. So. Oh gosh,
Thanks, buddy.
If brains were gunpowder, some people wouldn't have enough to blow their own nose.
I like this Bucky's person. So Bucky's Crafting. This is the first time I've seen you around and met you. Thank you very much. I hope to see you again very soon.
Who's that? Bucky's?
Yeah, Bucky's.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So she's.
Oh yeah, that's a horrible point, Bucky, but it's a good point.
Yeah, exactly. So hey, it's all good. But hey, shall we do a few more? I mean, we got 8 with us. Yeah.
I will need in probably is 30 minutes okay? Are you okay with that? Because I need to run possibly to another stream and apologize for being late. It's a private stream. It's It's about the radio play thing that I mentioned.
We could go about 20 or 30 minutes and stop then. Is that what you were saying?
Is that fine with you?
That's fine with me because I got to get ready for Market 10.
Oh, so exactly.
That gives me some time to get dinner and all that stuff. I just
it works out. That's fine.
Yeah, so it works out good, and then that way I'm not super pushed. I can get something to eat. I can So anyway, I'm just trying to. I got an emergency message from somebody I need to respond to. Sorry, we're okay. So breaking news and stuff like that.
Mm.
So,
Hmm.
all right. So there we go. All right. So keep an eye. I had a friend that lost air conditioning in a place that's very, very hot. And,
Uh-oh.
it's one of those things. Depending on where you live and what kind of physical conditions you are, it's bad.
And
But hey,
age. And age, yeah.
yes, exactly. So let's do this. Do you think, can we say redneck on YouTube?
I believe that's okay because there's redneck parody and there's also
Okay.
I mean sometimes the politically correct thing works against itself, and so you can't be bigoted against rednecks anymore.
Okay.
So and
Well, good.
and
Good.
uh,
Because I'm going to make this decision right here, Hungry Boy. This is going to be a fun one. You ready for this one?
I'm ready.
Bucky's Bucky didn't wait. It's like threw it out there. So, all right. Hey, let's look.
Bucky fired first.
Exactly.
Just like
Redneck word of the day in hell. Why in hell did I get up so early today?
nice. Inhale. Why inhale?
Although a
I
Southern
hear
man would
that.
not be drinking wine, that artsy fartsy stuff. He'd be having like some kind of hardcore beer or moonshine, you know?
Well, the funny thing, and Bucky says, it let me say it. It used to not let me when I was telling people about my father-in-law. The funny thing is, in a comment section,
Mm-hmm.
you still on YouTube
Oh, you know
will
what?
have your comment ghosted if you use the word bimbo. You can't use the word bimbo, and the
Yeah.
word bimbo on Twitter will get you banned for 18 hours or so. And the funny
Really?
thing is, they think it's a misogynist word, but you
Well,
see, it's Italian. Bimbo is the male,
mm,
bimba is the female. So you're actually being anti-misogynistic
yeah.
if you say bimbo. But the common usage of the term is generally applied to women. I can understand where they're coming from, but if
Mm-hmm.
you can't say bimbo or redneck on YouTube and it's supposed to be about you, what if you're a redneck bimbo and you're proud of it? Where does that leave a
Yeah.
woman?
I mean, yeah. I mean, some people embrace their some people embrace their whatever it is. They like it. They don't run from it. It's just it's all
Yeah.
crazy. So it's oh so, oh I we don't know. Well, we had one happen last year with Hooker. Hendon Hooker was a
Oh,
quarterback for Tennessee last year. Somebody put the name Hooker in the chat because they were talking about Hendon Hooker, and the missus had to clear it.
the funny thing is that would not happen if you were Australian and doing an Australian rugby thing because hooker is actually a position on an Australian rugby team. You
Mm-hmm.
have the position of being the hooker, and it's actually very difficult to do. I could
Yeah,
not do it. I was basically the thug caveman, go and tackle this person guy. That was my
yeah,
job.
yeah. It's yeah. It's crazy how they do it. There's an S word that I will not say because I've understood it's not good on Twitch.
Mm.
But the thing is like, folks, we're just talking about little word. I don't. It just
Mm.
it's just sad that we're in supposedly with free speech and stuff like that, and then it just anyway. But let's not worry about that stuff today and all this stuff and all. Let's uh oh look here, Snor Poopus, who's our resident historian too, comes in with something
Mm.
cool. Is saying uh so Redding was also used the Boers in South Africa, British soldiers.
Mm.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, so
Well, that's the
yeah,
thing, Bucky. Then we'll go on to more funny stuff below the Mason Dixon line. I hope because I love Southern
yeah.
humor. The thing is that to be a hooker, you have to be very very fast and agile.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it was a great position for anyone who was under 5'10", but really muscular, really light, really speedy, and very very good with their hands. Because
Mm,
just like in American football, NFL,
yeah.
you got to have good hands to catch the pig skin, right? Bad
Hmm.
hands equal bad catch.
Hmm.
And it's incredibly important. And passing off to people. I mean, there's so much. Yeah, these guys are really huge compared to the average population, but these guys in the NFL, or as we say, gridiron in Australia, they are actually very physically capable people in regards to agility, and I respect it very much.
Hmm. Yeah, no, exactly. I tell you, especially when you start playing sports and you understand what they do,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, it's really you get a good feeling for it. So we still got 7 of y'all with us. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share it out with people. We're in kind of the chill chat mode. And we got the new late night thumbnail that's developed. So, folks, when we go live more during the weeknights or even on a weekend, like at 11 or after midnight, that's going to be our new thumbnail for that. I kind of distinguish between our late, our chill chats, kind of like what we're kind of doing here, and our late
Mm.
night hangouts, because sometimes we might have more than just Hungry Boy overnight. So we shall
Yeah.
see. And then that way the chills chats could be things when I kind of come in by myself. And Bucky's is right here, folks. Bucky
Yes.
learned this
Yes.
the other day. Turn on the notifications and they check them because they will change it on you. I tell you, I cannot get over
Yes.
466 in subs.
Well,
It goes
also
to
this is
466 back to 465, and I've had numerous people tell me my tweets are what they get their attention.
yeah, me too. And I mean, there are tons of channels where I don't get a notification until 20 minutes after it's begun, or I get no notification at all. And the thing about notifications too is you have to remember to click the bell and turn it black so it's all
Mhm.
notifications. You must
Yep.
click that bell so it goes black. And that's not a racial thing, YouTube, so don't get
Well,
on
I
our
know
case.
galactic overlords. We're talking about like accountants and stuff. No, yeah, it's the accountants love it.
Hmm. And that's true, Bucky. Actually, stamina was a major aspect of rugby league as much as rugby union. And I played rugby union in high school. So I would say 60 to 70% of the training we did was for stamina and just being able to keep moving and keep chugging on for over an hour and a half without a break. It was actually pretty brutal. But
Yeah,
especially when you just want to be a tackler. But one thing they
yeah,
didn't train us, one
yeah.
thing they didn't train us for is okay, so the proper way to tackle, at least in rugby, I don't know if this is the case in NFL, you can tell me. But
Hmm.
the thing is, you go below the hips. That's going to bring a guy down. You don't go for the
Yeah,
chest. You always
yeah.
go, and I always went for the back of the knees, right?
Well,
But
yeah, you usually go for the knee, like waist to knees, because if you go too low, then they'll jump over you.
oh yeah, exactly.
And the
But
thing is, keep your eyes on the midsection of the hips, because the hips will tell you where they're going.
But getting a guy's knee bone right in
Yeah,
your jaw or
yeah.
in your eye socket, that's nasty. That's yuck. I don't miss that. I
No, I
don't miss
know,
that at
I
all.
know, I know, I know.
Ah. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Bucky says they've done that. Oh, excellent. So where did you want to go with this? Were you going to have some more
Yeah, I was going to have
Southern
some
humor?
more. Yeah, exactly. So let's see. And see, like Bucky said, this is what happens. This is what I'm saying. Had
Hmm.
done all that, but they just stop sometimes, and I've had that
Yeah.
happen to myself. So that's why I always check that you're subbed. Also, I mean, it's like I'm hitting this 466. I've hit 466 like 4 times, and it goes
Hmm.
back to 465, and it's like, well, I guess somebody could unsubscribe, but it's like it's just weird how it hits certain numbers and then back and forth. So don't trust algorithms, everything else. Let's get to 500 and have fun. But hey, you know what? Southerners have a great vocabulary.
Mm.
Southerners, like this one's going to tell you, Southerners know you don't cook meals, you fix them.
Yes. Yes.
Fix them. I'm fixing dinner. I'm fixing chicken
Mm.
pie.
I'm fixing to make you a steak.
Exactly. Exactly. All right.
And it's a
Oh my
great word
gosh.
because you
Yeah.
fix problems, and there is a problem. There's no food on the table, so you fix it.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. See, that's awesome. We got that. We're going and see. I'm going to pick some more of these up. I mean, little words like that, but they make a difference with the culture, you know?
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I want to see if I can find this one, because this one is kind of a cool one, but it was like a multiple. I think it's one of those that had multiple things on it. So
Mm.
okay. We're going to pull this one, but we've seen part of it already. It's the one on the right side that I want everybody to pay attention to. because every chance I get to take a shot at the Yanks, I like doing
Yeah.
because I like to irritate them.
Hmm.
You know, so here, let's see what's going to add this. Let's see, add image in here, and we got this, and we okay. Forget it on the left. Northerner, you guys want to come in for a barbecue? Me, sure. What kind of barbecue? Pulled pork or brisket? Northerner, hot
Oh
dogs.
yeah. Oh God. Oh yeah.
Stairs in Southern.
Yeah. Stairs in Southern. That is brilliant.
Exactly. And if they say "bless your heart," run because that's
I
not a good.
know.
And hell to O.C. Dobbins.
Oh my God, that's so true.
Lights.
And brisket is a very underrated meat. Very underrated meat.
Exactly.
I love brisket.
Yeah, Snorter Poopa says, "I'm going to fix your little wagon." Well, that's awfully nice of you. Oh gosh, Bucky, good to hear tonight, Bucky. I'm Midwestern, but my family in LA and my in-laws. At least I can get the jokes. Yes. LA. I'm sorry, I fell for it. Lower Alabama.
That's funny. I like that.
Well, you guys. Hey, I see. Definitely good to see you. Hot dogs, y'all ain't right in the head. Exactly. And congrats, OC, on your team's win yesterday. Hey, good effort against Ole Miss. And that's the Vapors face.
The vapors. I got the vapors. Yeah, that's great. You know, the funny thing, you'll appreciate
Vapors
this with
face.
the
What does
food.
that mean? What is that?
I got the vapors.
What
You
is
know, it's like, oh, you upset me so much, I'm about to pass out. I got a fan in my face. You know. Oh, it's
Oh
hilarious.
man.
And, you know,
So
the other thing too is the Americans eat hot dogs a lot more than Australians. Hot dogs
yeah,
here are mainly something hipsters eat. You
yeah.
know, because hipsters like to eat the non-Australian foods, etc. So we often have the sausage sizzle for sports. So that means we use a hot dog bun, right? We previously
Mhm.
just used lightly toasted bread, but we use a real beef, pork, or lamb sausage, not a hot dog. So you're getting 80% of the meat animal in the meat that you're putting in your face. And it's delicious. It's wonderful. And the only thing that happens that goes wrong is when we run out of tomato sauce or ketchup. We've introduced ketchup in Australia since about 1990. Previously, we had tomato sauce, which is a lot more runny and watery and has a lot less flavor and a lot less spices. But these days, very common to have Heinz ketchup in an Australian pantry. But we still have tomato sauce too. I keep both in the pantry. I have tomato sauce and ketchup, particularly when I'm making chili. I like to mix it a
Yes.
little bit together.
Tomato. I still don't get the word tomato. It's tomato. It's like Mrs. and I arguing about pecan and pecan. So
Oh
anyway,
no.
all right. Well,
That's
anyway, yeah.
yes.
Go ahead.
I was going to say that argument is never going to be settled.
I know. There we go. But I'm going down with the ship. I'm going to fight that all the way to the bank. But hey, listen, this is what happens when you go up north to the Yanks and order sweet tea.
Mm. Oh, I got to see this.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to reboot my computer soon.
Ooh.
So it's getting a little slow. You there, Hungry?
Oh, I'm still here. I'm just admiring Nordy having Nathan's because Nathan's is apparently a national heritage in the United States.
Yeah. I'm going to have to, I think, shut my computer down in a little bit. But hey, when you order sweet tea up north, this is the face you make.
That's the way an Australian looks when they go to America and try to eat a meat pie. America, I get it. I totally get it because I love America, but you guys cannot do a meat pie to save your lives. That's fantastic.
Exactly. We have unsweetened. You can add sugar packets. Exactly. No, you got to melt the sugar in the damn thing. I'd rather give me this artificial pink stuff then. So exactly. So, but Snore Poopa said, yeah, I've got to. Yeah, I like hot dogs, but you need brats, burgers, and about 1 million salads with such with no lettuce involved. Prefer proper slow cooked meat though.
Nice one.
And I've not heard of Casper's hot dogs. I wonder if that's a chain or they're like Nathan's that you can get.
Oh, I've heard of Casper's. The one time I visited New York, I had a Casper's hot dog. It was very nice. I compared it against Nathan's. I preferred the Nathan's, but I did like the Casper's.
Well, what is it? Do you even see it? Is it like a ghost dog? Sorry, I couldn't resist that bad joke. Sorry.
That's a dad joke from Dadman, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Oh, I got a great one for you Southern ladies out there. This is the real Southern grandmas and stuff here.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Our a great Baptist Southern woman. So, Snortapoopa said, sweet tea doesn't have enough sugar if the spoon doesn't stand up on its own. You're right about that. All right. You ready one for grandmas and church ladies here?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go, folks. This is a great one here. I'm from the South, darling. I will bless your heart and slap the mess out of you, and then bring you a casserole.
Yes. 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 I relate to that a lot. We have the equivalents here in Australia. Oh, would you like to know the Australian word for a redneck?
Sure. Go ahead.
Bogan. 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 And oh yeah. So bogans and hoons. Although you can have a hoon in the city, but you can't have a city bogan. You know, you gotta come from outside the city to be a bogan. But you might be a bogan and move to the city, but you can take the bogan out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the bogan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay. Well, I learned something. We all learned something. Yeah. All right.
Now a hoon is generally, you can have a city hoon, but a hoon is generally a bogan who gets a really souped up car, right? And like really spices it up so it goes way too fast and likes to do naughty things the police do not enjoy them doing in regards to racing against other bogans.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
And in fact, we even have a term you'll like this, hoonmobile. So that's actually a type, if you could Google hoonmobile, you will see what I'm kind of talking about. But there's also boganmobile, and they're not so nice. They're not so nice.
Oh God. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I just try to find another one here. Let's see. Here we go. This one's a good one here. I think this will work well. We will do this great one here. All right. So here. Okay. You want redneck weddings?
Oh, nice.
You want a redneck wedding? We got the most redneck wedding in Southern history.
I see nothing wrong with that. I got no complaints with that picture.
Jacked up truck, camouflage. You got it. You got it.
Look at the way they're about to kiss. That's romance.
Oh, yeah, that is. It's like, I realize it's the minister in the camouflage. Bucky said, how romantic. Snortapoopa is saying, I knew a person from Kentucky who told me the difference between a hillbilly and a hilljack. Oh, wow.
I love that. So, but that last picture you showed, I mean, to me, that's just like the romantic version of Mad Max. We got that here. That works. Here,
this one?
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that. No problemo. What's the next one?
All right. Well, we will do this. We will do this, folks. Make sure you've hit that like button, sub, and all that, things tonight. We're going to be going just a couple more minutes because I'm due elsewhere and I need to get dinner. Hungry, thank you so much for just, I really do appreciate you just jumping on. I got at least two more here. We'll go back to the sweet tea ones again, okay? All right. Let's, all right. We'll do this one. All right. We got this beautiful one right here. Let's go. Some people, when they drink unsweet tea for the first time, and folks, it is true. I had that the other night. Well, it's like, what the dear God?
See, that's the way Australian people react when they drink Budweiser for the first time. Or Miller or anything else. Oh my God, I can relate to that picture so much. Oh, and seafood. I mean, oh my God, seafood in Australia. Australians treat seafood the way Southerners treat fried chicken. It's that important. Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And so you get to America and you go to a place and you'll remember this. I think they've closed down like Long John Silver's, and they're claiming,
God, I
oh,
miss Long John Silver's. They closed all of ours. Yeah, they closed all of ours down. It's like that's real seafood to me. Salt and Long John Silver's.
oh God, no. We
Yeah,
need. Oh
exactly.
man, if I could
Yeah.
have you and the missus here and take you out to the best place where I live for the seafood here. Oh my God. I mean, um, we have a fish here called John Dory, and
Oh yeah,
oh the
I've heard
way.
about those.
Oh, John Dory's fantastic, and barramundi. Oh, you and the missus would love barramundi. And I've had proper blackened Mexican style swordfish, and that's just amazing. Mm. Oh, I'm getting so hungry
Mhm.
now.
All
I'm getting
right,
so
there you
hungry,
go.
but you keep talking. I'm just
Well, you're
gonna.
hungry, boy. So hey, might as well. Long John Silver's is good. Uh, Paraphrase Monty Python. American beers like have that in a canoe. It's after near water. Well, talking about water and rednecks and stuff. All I think is Patches O'Houlihan out of Dodgeball. You could hit
Mm,
water if you fell out of a boat. You know,
that's funny. Dodgeball was not a bad movie at all.
I
Not a
love
bad
that
movie at all.
movie. Maybe that's one we have to watch sometime and do
I
something
mean, one
with
of my
that.
favorite. This is again, we keep talking about this subjects we need to discuss for late night,
I
etc.
know we
One
got a plan.
one of my favorite. I think Snorty agrees with this, and I hope I'm pretty sure Buddy will, and I'm hoping Bucky will. One of my favorite character actors in all the world is Rip Torn. I love him in
Oh
everything.
yeah, Men in
Oh,
Black. It's kind of odd going to MIB at Universal Studios, and just uh, you know, and he's still active. You still see him up on the screen and all. Because I mean, he is
mm.
MIB. He was the big person in the ride itself, and it really, really was really cool. So
Mm.
to
Oh, well,
see,
Bucky, you're in for a treat because Rip Torn goes back to the late '60s and early '70s and started out doing actor parts, even for what they refer to as exploitation films. And there's staying on topic for a bit. There is actually a subcategory on IMDb called Hicksploitation,
oh
which is
really?
all. Oh yeah, it's like redneck horror, hillbilly naughty romance, and romance I'm speaking euphemistically, you know what I mean? Um
Just
and,
please be careful because
oh, I will be careful.
I just don't want to hear banjos.
No,
Sorry.
no banjos.
I know. I just like that's the world's worst thing.
Not that that is that is the one film involving Appalachian people,
Yeah.
and people who live in the hill. I do not like that movie. I watched that movie once. It was like The Elephant
Yeah.
Man. It was so
Why did
horrifying
they
I
ever
could never
make it
watch it
though?
again.
I see, and I was on a serious point with it. Why do they make movies with that or that are that intense? I just like
Mm.
I sometimes wonder if there's problems wrong with some of the directors and people because it's like there's reality is one thing, but then very extremely traumatic events to the point where they're so real that you can't
Yeah.
separate the fantasy from the reality. It's I have issues with that, and it's kind of like Ian Malcolm says, you're so busy trying to figure out if you could, you didn't bother to think if you should. It's like
Right. Yes.
that
Yes.
whole
Yes.
principle,
Yes.
it's just like, hey, but real quick, let me show Rip Torn. Bucky, you may remember this face, and I may have to get several of them.
Mm.
But if you've seen the movie um, Men in Black, this is
Mm.
him in that, and there's other views with him. If you've seen Dodgeball, he's actually a guy you would not recognize the name, I think, as
Yeah.
much because you recognize the face. Because honestly, every time until just recently in the last few years, when I heard Rip Torn, I did not think of this guy. I thought of that comedian in the 70s that was on all the
Rip
game shows and
Taylor.
stuff.
Rip Taylor.
Rip Taylor. Okay.
Yes.
I always got the two of them confused. So
They are very opposite men.
they're not even close. Let's do it real quick here.
They
I'll
are
show
from
you-
different planets, Dad, man. Different
I
planets.
know. I will show Rip Taylor real quick. Well, she'll do this. So, thanks like you're hanging out tonight, and we're going to be closing in just a couple minutes because I've got to get food. He's got to be somewhere. I've got to be ready
Yeah.
to go over to Mark's in half an hour. So it's
I mean, Rip.
Oh my God! Oh my God! I
Here we
forgot how
go.
many it is. I forgot how many it is. I
I'm
forgot how many
bracing
it's-
myself. I'm bracing myself.
I'm trying to find the most flamboyant picture.
Oh,
It's
the
like,
one with the feather boa. The one with the feather boa is probably the classic feather boa Rip Taylor.
okay,
I
let's
mean, my
see.
God, which he ripped off from Phyllis Diller, by the way. But you know that'll happen.
Oh
Uh,
gosh, I
I miss
like,
Phyllis Diller.
and I tell you
Uh,
what, these are people we really like. We were respect,
mm,
folks. These were great
yeah.
entertainers at the time and
They
stuff
were
like
both.
that.
I mean, Rip
They were,
Taylor was hilarious, but Rip Torn is also, in a quiet way, very hilarious in the way he does, you know, his
yeah,
delivery. And he speaks like this. He's got a really gruff, gravelly voice, and he's been in so many things. And
I know,
he's not a Yankee either. Rip
yeah.
Torn is not a Yankee. He comes. He does not come from the Yankee portion of the United States.
Oh
Uh,
no, I
he
know.
had to
It's
tone down his accent actually in order to get work.
I'm not surprised because Southerners are really judged on that accent. You know, when instead
Yeah.
we'll go get flipping Brits to come play
Uh,
Southerners. You know, and you know
and
it is.
Australians. That's happened. The one of the first Marvel films, Man Thing. They brought one of our guys out to play someone from Louisiana. I was laughing
Yeah,
my ass off.
exactly. I could not find a great crazy one, but what we'll do is we'll do this one right here to show.
Hmm,
If you've seen, you know, is just the great comedian of the '70s. He was
hmm.
the feather boa winner thing. This is Rip Taylor, and
The
I always got,
mustache.
yeah, I got the thing. So yeah, Zed and yeah, he said Zed and Men in Black. Oh, you haven't watched Men in Black yet? Okay.
Hmm.
It's the first one or two are pretty good. It gets a little weird after that. So, and
Well,
OC
the thing is
is
for
OC
Bucky.
is OC talking about it being a
Hmm,
jackass movie, the Rip Taylor or Rip Torn? I think he might.
I don't remember. Well, I
Rip
never
Taylor,
watched any of the Jackass. I never saw any of the Jackass movies, so I
the
wouldn't know.
missus and I have. It's like
Hmm.
the Rod, not to be
Bruce
confused with Rod
Valanche.
Taylor.
Bruce
Huh?
Valanche, nice callback, buddy. Bruce Valanche, who wrote for the Hollywood Squares, but also on occasion was a square himself. Very nicely put. Good catch, buddy. Good
Oh
catch.
wow.
Bruce Valanche is funny, but he's really hard to look at. And
Mhm.
also, he wrote for you, Dadman. He
Mhm.
wrote about a third of the 1970s Star Wars holiday special, and
Oh boy.
he admits that he was basically dancing the tango with the Peruvian devil's talcum powder, as I refer to it, the
Oh
whole way
jeez.
through. So that's why so much of it is terrible, because Bruce Valanche was basically just
You got Maud up there and oh god.
yeah, Maud.
Well, let's do one more and we'll close. We've been going 3.5 hours. Oh my god, I did not realize I've been going this long.
Mm.
Jeez, folks. Hey, thanks for coming and joining. We started with sports ball. We come into this and have some fun with everybody, and it worked. But Bucky said, I've been meaning to watch the Jackass movies. They seem like they would be my kind of humor, but it would be
Mm.
dangerous because I'd probably want to do most of it. Yeah, sort of. There's some stuff I would never do in a million years, no matter what.
Oh, and
Yes.
yes, Bucky, Tucker and Dale versus Evil is technically considered Hicksploitation. Yes.
Okay.
So is Trailer Park Shark, which I love. But at least
Oh,
they
okay.
hired real Southerners in Trailer Park Shark.
All right. Okay. Thank you, OC, for clarifying that. I thought I thinking back now. Yeah, I think he was. Yeah. Okay. In the Jackass movies, Rip Taylor was there. All right. But
I love Rip Taylor.
well, let's do one more at least. Here we go. Here we go. With this one, nothing says Southern but like a pickup truck and a roadside sign. You know you're Southern if you can read this without any hesitation. Maters, taters, cucumber, peach, yellow squash, zucchini, okra, purple peas. Oh
Oh,
my
that's
gosh.
that's just like Northern Australian. I can read that easily. That's
Yeah,
fine.
that's that is too funny. So, but hey, kind of a nice little thing we deviated onto right there at the end, folks. But hey,
Mm.
oh my gosh, hey, we're going to go ahead and call it here. God, I could not believe I was going to stop at 6 o'clock or
Mm.
7 o'clock. No, 8 of us. I started at 6. I was going to stop at 8, but had an opportunity to just do some more into this time frame, and went ahead with it. Thank you for everybody that came in late, because I mean we shifted between sports ball to a different thing. Had the misses on. Hopefully y'all like the late night thing. So I'm going to talk to Hungry for just a minute after we're done. So I just want to go ahead and get closed up here. But Hungry, again, as always, thank you.
My pleasure.
As always, thank you, especially for waking up, hitting the field of battle as soon as you did. And I just want to, I'm trying to pull up a couple slides. I was not prepared for this because this has really been, we really went squirrel chasing with this stuff tonight. Bucky, I will not be personally, but I will be over on Mark D with a C. Castle, I'll try to put the link, but Castle or Jeremy, if one of my mods are here, if you could, Mark's got the link out there for the 10 o'clock show in about half an hour. If you could put that link in for me. If not, I'll get to it before we, so I would love to stream tonight, but I probably do need to sleep since I was up way late this morning. So yeah, snort a poop squirrel. So it's all good. So, just so here we go. But hey, let me what is squirrel? And now all of a sudden we got 9 people are here. Other people are messaging me. It's just like, golly, I'm the king of multitasking these. Hungry.
Yes?
I'm just trying to use the proper name. I caught myself before I said something else.
I know.
You know, when it gets that other inflection, that's it's that. And Castle, thank you. I'll be over here with my friend Marty with a C later tonight in about half an hour at 10 p.m. Eastern. I believe he's still set for 10. If not, it may be 10:30. But hey, definitely. And yes, thank you, Castle. I want to share a few big notes coming up this week. Okay. Let's see. There are a couple of streams coming up this week. Most will be random if I decide Fortnite or other things. But I want y'all to make sure to join us Wednesday night. Because Wednesday night we will be looking at the last of the real Indiana Jones movies, and I won't tell you where I think of this and all of them where it ranks, because you got to come see, figure it out. But I'm with the great and classy Daisy Blossom. Please come join, help support her, and and let's have a good time with Daisy and talk about the movie, what you like, and everything else. And we'll have a good old time with Daisy and talking about this movie. Share your memories, share what you like of it, and everything else that you've got with it. So this is a big stream. Come join us Wednesday night. And if you've not heard Daisy Blossom, she's so knowledgeable. She's got a great knowledge of movies and things and how they're supposed to be done and all that. That's why I always say, God, I did it. Hungry. When people like you and Daisy and the missus, I'm like out of my league. I'm nothing compared to you guys. So you guys are so knowledgeable and talented. And yes, Snort Poopus. Yeah, Marty with a C is the king of clam pizza. Exactly. That's true. Although I will say, I did kind of tell him I would be willing to try clam pizza at I told him that if we could get to 500 subs, I might be willing to try some clam pizza. Might, but hey, we'll see with that. But hey, so join us Wednesday night for that. And yes, she is a cool kitty. Sorry, Poopus. Thank you for that. And let's see where we go with this. Then Thursday night, I've got Small Town Republic is joining us for football this week. This week, he's an Auburn fan. Auburn will be playing Georgia. Come join us for this to talk about football. Even if you don't know football, don't like football, we talk about the human interest side of it, memories and stuff, and just all kinds of cool stuff. It's more than just a sports ball show. It's a lot about fun, laughing, and just getting to know people and some of the good things of what we like with sports that bring us together. Oh gosh. Yeah, Starter Poopus doesn't fear the clam though. So he tried. Apparently, Mark Googled it, and there's places down near Orlando to do that. And yes, OC, thank you. Yes, OC was our guest a couple of weeks ago. Definitely, we'd like to have fun on this show on Thursday night. So, let's see where to go. But hey, I remember to use the general streams, live streams, and videos at demand. YouTube.com and Twitch.tv, both at Dadman Walking 55. Everything I've got Dadman Walking 55 on Twitter. Make sure, like we said earlier, get those notifications on the Twitch and on the YouTube. Hit it all, check it repeatedly. Make sure you're still subscribed or following the channel. Yeah, the clam is just a big thing with Mark. He's trying to pawn off clams on anybody that will listen. So, but also at Dadman Walking 55 is the only Twitter link I have, even though you may see a Dadman Walking 55 and an avatar I kind of used before. That's not me. It's the Banana Peely Football, and it's at Dadman Walking 55, and that's the only one to do. Hungry Boy, you still with me?
Oh, yes.
I know you got to go. We're going to say see you next time, but we're kind of in one of those number conundrums that I've got. We've got 8 seconds left before we go to 3 hours, 30 minutes. And you know my obsession with round numbers. So
I hear you.
You want to say goodbye?
I will say thank you to the lovely chat. Bucky's, it was wonderful to meet you. Snorty, it is always magnificent to have you anywhere I encounter you. Castle, great stuff. Buddy, great stuff. And it was a joy to be here and to be just little squirrels jumping from tree branch to tree branch. And that helps make the world be better.
Yep, exactly. And like Snorter Poopa says, take care, every human. Hope to see you over. Well, StreamYard jumps around, you know. So stay care. Now, Bucky asked, "Do you have a YouTube, Hungry?"
I do, but it's incredibly boring, and I've been shadow banned because I made jokes about Ruby Rose as Batwoman. And
okay.
They were actually very sensitive jokes. I was being very kind, but I have been stuck hovering between 73 and 83 subscribers, jumping up and down for 3 years. So I mean, you don't need to go to my channel unless you want to learn about comic book crap, because that's basically what I talk about, the ins and outs of making comic books. And I barely make any videos. I'm basically a person who loves to come on other streams and support other channels. And that's why I'm here. And that's why I go to other channels. And I mean,
you want us to put your link in, Hungry, or not?
Oh yeah, put the link in.
Okay.
I mean, I just don't want Bucky to be bored. That's
right.
all.
I got you. Okay, Chew. So I'm just trying to find it real quick. Actually, I'm trying to figure out. Can you put it in private? Do you know what it is? The private chat.
That's okay.
Okay.
Keep talking
while I do this. Because you got so many daggum hungry names. I'm like trying to figure out what the. It's I get lost, because my brain only works so much.
Well, it's an ongoing in joke that happened on the Klobby Show, where you always use the name hungry to describe something I'm hungry for, but I would change the topic of what I'm hungry for each time. And Klobby and Raquel used to laugh at that, but now I'm kind of gets like over it, and so are they. So I don't do it that much.
Yeah, I still like it though. It's kind of cool.
Okay, let me just hit my
channel.
My channel.
Yeah.
Copy paste. Private chat.
All right, so
come on, paste. There we go.
All right. So let me copy the link address. Let me put it here. Put it here. Put it there. Okay, there you go. That should be it. All right. There's the link. Go subscribe to his channel. Say hello.
Thank you, Bucky. That's kind. That's
exactly.
Very kind, Bucky.
Exactly, dude.
And no need to comment. No need to comment, Bucky. You want to check out the videos if you want to hear some stuff about comic book stuff and making comic books and like tributes to people who have passed on from comic books. That's fine. But if it's not your thing, don't weigh yourself down. There's only so many hours in the day, Bucky. Only so many hours in the day.
But feel free to like and comment on the videos that you get on the YouTube side. Share them out. help my algorithm. Let's march to 500. Let's get over this damn 466 hurdle that apparently is out there. But hey, I'll thank y'all for your support. We got 9 of y'all here. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great night, evening, and good luck going back to work tomorrow for those that are first day of work. And see you later. Bye, all.
Nighty.